I don't feel anything for my husband anymore.
Whatever fire we once had burned out long ago.
There's a man staring at me, and he hasn't looked away since I walked in.
Only weak, selfish women think divorce is the answer.
And I chased him, mile for mile. What the hell was I thinking?
Hello, this is Lily. Welcome to my channel. As a mother, these stories take a lot of time, effort, and resources to create. If you enjoy them, please consider subscribing. It only takes a second, but it truly means the world to me and my little one.
Episode 1. Celine. I don't feel anything for my husband anymore, especially not on mornings like this. Whatever fire we once shared burned out long ago, leaving only the ash of what used to be love. I keep hoping that maybe, just maybe, a spark could catch again. But the truth is, it's cold. I married him at 18, reckless, naive, convinced I had life figured out. I thought rebellion meant choosing him, told my parents, but Mom, I love him, and believed he was the only one who understood me. Looking back, my so-called troubled past was nothing more than strict parents and a midnight curfew. Now, even the physical part of our marriage feels hollow. This morning, he's close to me, whispering things meant to make me melt, but all I can think about is whether I remembered to turn the coffee maker off. Pretty sure I did. Maybe. Did I? You like that, baby, he murmurs, pressing his lips near mine. Oh, yeah, Adrian, I answer on cue. So good. Wait, did I already say, oh yeah? Too soon. Switch it up. Oh, baby. I force my hands along his back, still distracted by thoughts of kitchen appliances. His rhythm quickens, his breath grows heavy, and I know what's coming next. I match his sounds, add a deeper breath, a practiced moan, a twitch of my leg. Another performance, another fake climax added to the growing list. Moments later, he collapses beside me, chest damp with sweat, breathing hard. Silence stretches between us. This is what it's become. Awkward phrases during intimacy and not much else. Minutes pass before he whispers, I love you, Celine. I whisper it back, because I always do. Because I'm obsessing over the coffee maker. Because it gives me an excuse to get up. That was amazing, I say, tapping his shoulder. I'll start breakfast. Waffles okay? Sure. He kisses me again, then rolls away. I slip into my robe, step into the kitchen, and flick on the lights. Yup, coffee maker still on. I grab waffle mix and bacon, craving the quiet. I need a break. I scroll through my contacts, wishing there was someone I could really talk to, someone who'd reassure me this is just a rough patch, or at least let me vent. But ever since Adrian moved us into this perfect little suburb, surrounded by streets named after candles, Whispering Willow, Sweet Sycamore, My Magnolia, making friends has been impossible. The women here? Surface level. Coffee meetups with fake smiles, yoga classes where we pretend our lives are perfect. They're living in an endless episode of Marriage is Magical. Meanwhile, I'm over here wondering if I missed the script. I think about calling Marissa next door, or Katie from the HOA. But Katie just critiqued my flower beds like it was a sport, so Marissa wins by default. 1 ring, 2. Hey there, Celine, Marissa answers, voice scratchy. Isn't it a gorgeous day? Beautiful, I say. Do you have a few minutes? I really need to talk. If this is about Linda Watts at the PTA meeting, I'm bringing 2 bottles of wine. I still can't believe she tried to sell shampoo at the end. No, it's about... Hey, put that down, Daniel. Now, she exhales sharply. Don't make me embarrass you. Want me to call back? Absolutely not. You're the first adult I've spoken to all day. Hang on while I wrangle Daniel back into the cart. I lean against the counter just as Adrian strolls into the kitchen, polished in one of his tailored suits, looking like the last 20 minutes never happened. Client just called, he says. I'll have to take a rain check on breakfast. I nod, already knowing we'll never cash it in. Our conversations these days are transactional. Want waffles? Or should we watch a movie later? The way strangers say, how's it going? Or nice weather. No one's expecting a real answer. He blows me a kiss. I fake catching it. Then I watch him walk out the door and slide behind the wheel of his sleek gray Audi. Marissa's voice crackles back through the line as he drives away. Okay, sorry about Daniel. What's going on? Adrian. You need help planning something for your anniversary? No. I take a breath. I want you to tell me why I shouldn't ask him for a divorce. Episode 2. Celine, a few hours later. There's a ridiculously handsome man staring at me from inside Juniper Cafe. Since the moment I stepped in, his sharp blue-gray eyes have been locked on mine, trailing my every move. They're practically pleading with me to walk away from Marissa mid-sentence. Just go, Celine. Get up. Leave. It's tempting. So easy. But he and I could never happen. He's a poster. A life-size Chris Hemsworth print hanging by the window, and after listening to Marissa ramble on for the past 30 minutes, I swear he looks like he wants to leap off the wall and end it all. I don't get why Daniel's backsliding with potty training, Marissa says, stuffing a fry into her mouth. One day, he's proud of dropping his turds in the toilet like a champ, and the next, he's unloading hot brown lava on my couch while the dogs follow his example. I set my fork down. My appetite left 20 minutes ago. Marissa's making sure it stays gone. My whole house smells like a damn zoo, she continues. Thank God my nanny gets back next week. This crap isn't in my job description. I nod along, leaning back, silently hoping she'll switch gears and ask me how I'm doing. Maybe bring up Adrian, anything that doesn't orbit her world. But half an hour later, as her phone buzzes with a reminder to head home, all I've learned is whose homes are close to foreclosure, what Halloween decorations she's putting up, and which potty seats are best for high-capacity dumps. This cannot be my reality. We huddle under the same umbrella to the parking lot, and she waits while I slide into my car. Divorcing Adrian isn't an option, she says coldly, freezing me mid-motion. What? You took vows. In front of God. In front of your family, she says. You don't just walk away from that. You loved him enough to want forever. Figure it out and stop whining. Marissa, it's not that simple. If you'd asked me back in the cafe. It is that simple, she cuts in, eyes narrowing. Only weak, selfish women think divorce is the answer. That's just fact. I stare at her, stunned. Where the hell did that come from? She softens her tone, like trying to unpunch the gut she just hit. Every couple hits rough patches. The strong ones, they hold on and fix it. I force a smile. Thanks for the wisdom, Marissa. Anytime, she chirps, now laughing like the last minute didn't happen. And if all else fails, watch porn together. Seriously, a few wild nights can solve just about anything. Duly noted. I shut the door with a hard slam as soon as she turns her back. The second I start the engine, the wipers swipe away what's left of our so-called friendship. Despite her preachy speech, I've played the nostalgia game more times than I can count, and it never helps. It only reminds me how many red flags I ignored, how many exits I passed before realizing love doesn't always mean forever. I met Adrian the summer before senior year. He'd just graduated college. A part of me knew he was too old, too siaki, too much. But I ignored that voice. I let him sneak through my bedroom window. Let him take my virginity. Let him introduce me to reckless nights filled with cheap beer, weed, and salt-slicked kisses on the beach. We were chaos, toxic in that delicious, dangerous way that makes you want more. And the sex? Definitely better back then. Not amazing, but better. I'm merging onto the highway when my dashboard lights up. Adrian. I crank the volume and answer. Hey. Hey, just realized I forgot to say happy birthday this morning. A pause. Happy birthday, Celine. Thanks. W. Slara go out tonight? My treat. Sure, I say, ignoring the tight squeeze in my chest. What time and where? You pick. It's your day. A billboard flashes by. A trendy new spot downtown. O'Malley's at 7? Sounds good. Okay. I hang up and change lanes. Just as I'm planning to head home, a black McLaren rips past me on the right. My car shudders in its wake. Whoever's driving is easily doing 30 over the limit. What the hell? Back when Adrian and I were still something, we'd chase down drivers like that just for fun. Speed up, match their pace, ride their tail until they cracked. On impulse, I hit the gas. I close in at 85 miles per hour, close enough to read the license plate. Mr. R. He speeds up, so do I. He weaves through lanes. I follow. For no real reason, I'm matching him mile for mile. Maybe he has no idea I'm here. Maybe he does. We race past my city, past the county line. Just the two of us, tearing down a long stretch of open road. At exit 180A, his blinker flashes. This is the part where I should tap the brakes. Let him go. Game over. I don't. I follow. As we exit, the landscape changes. The homes are bigger. The air feels different. I've never driven this far from home before, and I don't realize I've entered a private road until it's too late. Damn it! His car stops near a tall black iron gate. The letter R worked into its bars. The driver's door opens. A black umbrella unfurls in the rain, followed by a man in a charcoal suit stepping onto the pavement. He walks toward me with a slow, confident stride, and each step sends my thoughts scattering. His face is absurdly gorgeous, like cover of a magazine, heart attack handsome. Oh my God! I can't quite catch the color of his eyes, but the tension in his jaw says he's not amused by the tale I've been giving him. Panicking, I throw my car in reverse and stomp the gas. My heart's pounding, palms slick, eyes locked on the rear view as I backtrack onto the main road. He stays where he is, under his umbrella, watching. Only once I'm safely back on the highway do I let out a breath. What the hell was I thinking? Episode 3. Celine. O'Malley's is booked solid for the next 2 months. No walk-ins, no exceptions. So much for our 7 o'clock birthday dinner. Instead, we're parked outside Outback Steakhouse, stuck in a storm that feels more like a hurricane than a light drizzle. The rain pounds in heavy waves, keeping us in the car and making me question why I even bothered to dress up. My low-cut red dress and sparkling nude heels feel like overkill. Adrian's suit and polished Italian shoes aren't faring much better. Should have called ahead, Adrian mutters, lowering the heater. It's fine. You didn't know I clear my throat. How was your day? Decent. Yours? Same. Silence, the kind that's both thick and strangely comfortable. I could pull up to the awning, he offers, or we can just take the food to go. That works. He decides I meant the latter and pulls forward without confirming. What should I get you? He asks, hazard lights blinking. I'll eat whatever you get. He nods and darts inside. Alone, I shut my eyes and imagine a different version of tonight. One where the man I followed home yesterday caught up to my window before I could escape. One where he yanked the door open, demanded answers, and silenced my excuses with a kiss. His face replays in my mind. Flawless. Unforgettable. Did he see mine? Think he recognized you? Adrian's voice jolts me back. He's returned, placing the food at my feet. Who? Mr. Lauren, our old neighbor, the guy with the cats. He nods toward an old man smoking near the door. Think he remembers you? I shake my head. Barely remember him myself. Adrian kills the hazard lights, but doesn't drive. Instead, he reaches over and tucks a strand of hair behind my ear. There's something important we need to talk about, he says. I know it won't be easy, but it's overdue. So, this is it. He wants out too. Finally. Well, maybe we can meet with a lawyer this week? There's no need for lawyers, he says casually. This is simple. I narrow my eyes. What are we talking about exactly? Having a baby. My jaw doesn't even get a chance to drop. I think it'll fulfill you, he continues. Give you purpose. You've got too much time on your hands. The emotional whiplash hits hard. A minute ago, I was preparing for a clean break. Now he wants to trap me deeper. Does he really not see how far gone we are? Or have I just been making all this up in my head? I still love you, Celine, he adds, cupping my face. Let's finish this talk tomorrow. He kisses my forehead and finally drives, taking the scenic route like we're still in love. We stop for ice cream, my favorite Praline's N cream. He even grabs 2 pink spoons. Guess I should get used to sweet cravings, huh? He smiles like he's joking. I force a laugh. Back home, he eats in front of the TV. I stash my dinner in the fridge and head straight to bed. I strip to my underwear and slide under the covers, silently hoping this night was just a weird dream. As I reach to turn off the lamp, my phone buzzes. It's a ringtone I haven't heard in years. My mom. We haven't spoken since my wedding, the day she called in tears to say she and my father weren't coming. They never got on the plane. The memory still stings. What hurts more? Realizing she was right. I unlock the phone and read her yearly message. Mom, happy birthday, Celine. I love you to the moon and back, and I always will. Hope Adrian is treating you well, and I'm so damn sorry. I was wrong. I also hope that one day you'll call me back and forgive me. I save it, then fall asleep with tears soaking my pillow. The next morning, I wake to the sound of water. But it's not a soothing kind of water. It's sloppy, erratic, and it's coming from the bed. What the? I open my eyes. Adrian's head is buried between my thighs. You taste so damn good, he says, licking me like he's been lost in the desert. Fertile too. I can't even fake a moan, not this time. I close my eyes, mentally detaching, remembering when he used to claim that sex with him was life-altering. You're still so tight, he groans, working his fingers inside me. Gotta stretch you out. 9 months from now, might not get to enjoy this. Nope, not doing this. But instead of saying what I'm thinking, I cave. I fake it. Loudly. Excessively. Oh my God, there. I breathe out, throwing in a few extra leg twitches for good measure. I tell him I'm wiped out, hoping he'll take the hint and head to work. He does. Later that evening, I go to Target. I don't need anything. I just need air. I push my cart aimlessly through the aisles, tossing in things I don't want and won't use. In the wine section, my phone rings. Marissa, I really should have blocked her yesterday. Hello? Oh my God, didn't expect you to answer. Same. I know you're probably busy, but I just wanted to say, thank you for taking my advice. I'm thrilled you're listening to me. She's out of her mind. Still, I bite. What the hell are you talking about, Marissa? Don't be like that, she laughs. My hairdresser saw Adrian picking up Outback to go for you last night. And a woman from my Pilates class swears she saw you two entering Valera's for their masquerade event. Said you looked amazing, mask and all. What? My skin prickles. Valera's? I've always wanted to get invited there, she gushes. You're so lucky. I say nothing. My brain is sprinting, but I can't catch a single thought. I'm still chasing yesterday's. Anyway, call me later. Maybe we can hit Juniper Cafe again soon. I stay silent as she ends the call. A store announcement blares overhead. Price check on lane 5. Price check on lane 5. I leave the cart in the aisle, march straight to my car, and get in. I kill every safety alert in the system and aim for the highway. I can't afford to think straight right now. I need to feel everything. Episode 4. Celine. By the time I pull into the lot at Valera's, it's already 9. The front entrance is packed. Men in sharp red tux jackets check invitations under the eye of beefed-up security, all making sure the valet-only and private party rules are strictly enforced. From what I remember, based on the one time Adrian brought me here, this annual masquerade ball is usually hosted by celebrities, CEOs, or trust fund elites. Half the budget goes to surveillance. You don't get close to the action without clearance. Tapping the steering wheel, I try the east entrance. Same scene. Red jackets, velvet ropes. West and south? No different. My fantasy of storming inside and catching Adrian in the act starts to unravel fast. Would he really risk being that obvious? That careless? The questions gnaw at me. I can't move forward without answers. Not this time. Then I spot a group of men outside, all in white chef coats, laughing and smoking. After parking, I throw on oversized sunglasses, grab my purse, and walk up. "You're at the wrong door, miss," one of them calls, lighting up. "Main entrance is down there." "She's definitely lost," another chimes in, eyeing my heels. "Wrong dress code, too." I'm exactly where I need to be. I stand my ground. "How much to borrow one of your coats?" They go quiet, exchanging glances, then burst out laughing. "I'm serious," I say. "Name your price." No one answers. They turn their backs on me, laughing harder. I start walking away, already preparing to stake out from my car for hours if that's what it takes. Then a voice behind me says, "500. I turn. "7 if you want the hat too." A guy in his 20s holds out a coat and matching beret. "You want them or not?" "Both." He holds out his hand. "I'm due back in 40 minutes. If you don't return them or get caught, I'm telling security you stole the whole getup. They'll throw the book at you." I dig into my bag, hand him the cash. He counts it twice, then nods. "Masquerade Lounge is on 29, he says, leading me through a bustling kitchen. "Main event's on 30. "What's the difference?" "You should probably already know." He punches the elevator button. We shoot upward. The doors open to a blank gray wall. I step out cautiously, following the faint sound of music and clinking glasses. Just as I'm nearing a stairwell, a man in a red tux steps around the corner. "Need help, junior chef?" he asks, eyeing me. "I'm good." "Doesn't look like it. You're in a guest-only zone. No badge, no entry. And those sunglasses aren't regulation. Show me your ID." The guy didn't lend me his badge. "What did you just say?" I turn and bolt to the elevator, jamming the close button until the doors finally shut. I can hear his footsteps echoing, but I'm gone before he catches up. When the doors reopen, I step into a dream. Velvet drapes, crystal chandeliers dangling from vaulted ceilings, marble floors gleaming under candlelight. It's just as mesmerizing as I remember. A live orchestra in all white plays a familiar tune. Libertango, Piazzolla. The melody stirs something deep in me. My hands twitch like they're searching for a violin. I scan the crowd for Adrian. He's not with the other businessmen, not glued to a wall. For a moment, I feel ridiculous. Maybe Marissa was just gossiping again. I'm blocking her number tonight either way. I look again, and there he is. Center of the dance floor, dancing with another woman, holding her like she belongs to him. I blend into the shadows and watch. He's in the same black suit and polished shoes he wore for my birthday dinner. His date? Dressed in a champagne-colored gown that hugs every curve. He grips her waist like it's his, their bodies moving in sync. His mouth teases hers. Her fingers dig into his neck. Cherry red lipstick stains his collar. They're not just flirting, they've been sleeping together. And what makes it worse? From behind, she could pass for me. Same curls, same build. He's that brazen. During the interlude, he kisses her, slow, hungry, and I look away. I slip into the restroom and splash my face. Don't lose it. Be smart. As I dry off, she walks in, close enough to touch, close enough to smell the perfume still clinging to Adrian's shirt. She pulls down her feathered mask, her green eyes catching mine in the mirror. "Hi," she says sweetly. I mean, good evening. "Evening." My voice is flat. No recognition, no guilt. She sets her mini wallet on the sink. Her ID is exposed. Under 21 until... Jesus. "Enjoying the party?" I ask, barely getting the words out. "Yeah, your team's been serving amazing stuff, especially those chocolate truffles." She blushes, then leans closer. "Wait. My boyfriend said I'm not supposed to talk to anyone or take off my mask. Please don't tell him." "I won't," I say. "Promise." "Thanks, miss." "You're welcome." She reapplies her lipstick, adjusts her mask, and heads for the door. I pull out my phone and dial Adrian. Just one more lie. Just one final confirmation. He picks up. "Hello?" "Hey." "Hey, what's up? You working late tonight?" "I am. With a client. Need me to bring you anything?" "Pralines and cream." Done. I'll see you at home. See you then. Before I can breathe, someone knocks hard on the door. Security, a voice calls out. Need to check something inside. Shit. I scan for exits. Spot a closet. I slip inside, wedge myself behind some boxes, then notice another door. I push it open and stumble into another bathroom. Another mirror. Another row of sinks. What the hell? Before I can grab my fallen sunglasses, I freeze. Standing a few feet away, him, the man from the highway, Mr. R. Our eyes meet. The air shifts. He's not wearing a mask. His sharp suit fits him like it was made for tonight. But it's his eyes that pin me in place. Deep blue with hints of frost, reading everything I'm trying not to say. He takes a slow step forward, then another. He stops inches from me. Do I need to file a restraining order? His voice is low, serious. What? You're clearly following me, he says. Care to explain? I'm not. I catch the dimple forming on his right cheek. We've never met. Cut the bullshit. You must be mistaking me for someone else. I don't even know your name. But I know yours, he says. Silence. You followed me here, he adds. This makes 2 encounters. Both places you don't belong. Coincidence, I mutter. He smirks. Then give me a reason for showing up tonight. I stay quiet. The orchestra plays in the distance. He taps the wall in rhythm, his fingers matching each beat. He knows the music like I do. I imagine him pulling me onto the dance floor, stealing the spotlight, stealing me, right in front of Adrian. The music shifts to a waltz. I should go, I say, breaking the silence. I agree. He grabs my sunglasses, opens the door, and waits. I step into the hallway and find the elevator. I press the button. Nothing. I hit it again. Still nothing. I press every button. Still dead. Mr. R watches, amused. Is this broken? I ask. He walks over, fingers brushing the collar of my stolen coat. He slides it off my shoulders, slow and deliberate. Next, he removes the beret. Then, finally, he swipes a keycard. Every button lights up. This better be our last coincidence, he says as the doors begin to close. Or next time, I won't be so polite. Was that a threat? A guarantee. He pauses. Enjoy your night, Celine. Episode 5. Celine. After the party. Red and blue lights flicker behind me, chasing the shadows through my rear window. They blur against the black sky, clashing with the city's stoplights I've recklessly blown through, wishing I'd never left Mr. R behind. This better be our last coincidence. Every second with him replays in my mind, frame by frame, the way he said my name, the way his eyes studied me like they already knew the ending to our story. How the hell does he even know who I am? I've never been this pulled to someone. Not like this, not at first glance, not even at second, and I know how dangerous that makes it. That kind of connection, sudden and intense, never ends clean. With Adrian, the attraction was born out of defiance, but Mr. R? There's no metaphor for him. He's just undeniable. A knock at my window jolts me back. Miss? I roll it down and immediately recognize the officer. We've done this dance already tonight. Here's your ticket. Again, he hands it to me with a sigh. Speed limit's 40. Stop signs aren't optional. Got it? Yes, I nod. I understand. If I catch you one more time tonight, I'm taking you in. It won't happen again. Good. Now get home. Safely. I nod once more and drive off. Slow, crawling even, just to avoid another ticket, or a meltdown. This speed forces me to sit with my thoughts, to choke them down slowly. Adrian keeps creeping back in. His lies, his games, all the ways he's dragged my love through the dirt. The longer I drive, the darker my thoughts get. And somewhere between mile 8 and 10, I start to picture my hands wrapped around his throat. By the time I pull into our driveway, his car isn't there. I head straight to the kitchen and grab a bottle of vodka, drinking from it like water. No glass, just burn. The clock above the stove reads 11. He'll be home soon. Perfect. Plenty of time to get things in motion. I didn't take my mom's warning before marrying him, but I did listen to every other piece of advice she gave me. Always have a way out, Celine, no matter what. I walk to the guest room, open the closet, and pull out 2 duffel bags. They've been packed for months, just in case. Clothes, burner phone, cash, prepaid cards. I double-check the stash and toss them in my trunk. Back inside, I sit at the dining table and start scanning hotel options. Anything 2 weeks out, far enough to disappear. Midnight hits. Still no Adrian. At 1, I'm out of luck with Hilton and Marriott. Every place within range is booked. By 2, I'm scraping the bottom of Airbnb listings. At 3, I've finally got a short list, but he still hasn't shown up. No text, no call, not even a lie. I grab my phone. Me, still at work? It's getting pretty late. He reads it. I wait. He starts typing. Then nothing. I send another. Me. Adrian, I know you saw my message. Are you on your way back? We need to talk. Adrian, I'm busy, Celine. We'll talk later. Sleep well. Love you. What the hell? I call him immediately. Ring. Ring. Voicemail. Then another text. Adrian, don't call me again. We'll talk later. I stare at my phone, shaking. Do I leave a note and go? Or wait and rip him apart in person? Before I can decide, the doorbell rings. Confused, I peer through the peephole. Ricky? Adrian's assistant. I open the door. Hey, what's going on? Sorry. Thought you were expecting me. He holds up a bag. What is that? Pralines and cream. Mr. Cole said to drop off a super carton since he's working late. He can't even meet my eyes. He knows he's lying for him. Thanks, Ricky, I say, snatching the bag. Drive safe. Thank you, Mrs. Cole. It's Miss Hart now, I correct him coldly. Don't ever call me that again. His face drains. He turns and bolts. Once he's gone, I open the bag. Sure enough, ice cream, giant pink spoon, and tucked beneath it all, a gold picture frame from Adrian's office. U.S. On the beach. That first summer. The morning after I gave him everything. A post-it stuck to the side reads, Think of me touching you while you sleep tonight. Love you, Adrian. Fuck you, Adrian. I hurl the frame across the room. It cracks but doesn't break. Not enough. I stomp on it until the glass gives way, crunching under my heels. Then I head to the living room and face the mantel. Our smiling faces, wedding photos, vacation shots. Fire poker in hand, I start swinging. One by one, I smash every fake memory. Mr. and Mrs. Cole, shattered. The honeymoon album, smashed and stomped. I tear through the house, room to room, photo to photo, wrecking every trace of who we were supposed to be. By the time the sun peeks through the blinds, I've reduced our past to shards and dust. And still, Adrian hasn't come home. Episode 6. Celine. That afternoon. I'm clearing the kitchen table, prepping to write the ultimate farewell fuck you letter, when the garage door swings open and Adrian strolls in. He's carrying a catering bag from O'Malley's, beaming like he just hit a jackpot. This doesn't count as an actual birthday dinner, he says, but I figured this might make up for last night. I blink, hard. He really spent the night, and all of today, with another woman, and now he's humming our wedding song like some deranged romantic. He places the bag on the table, opens the cabinet, and takes out our best china, setting everything up like we're starring in a date night commercial. All I can see is him swaying on a dance floor with someone who wasn't me, his mouth devouring hers in front of a room full of people. I lean back in my chair and cross my arms, waiting for his eyes to catch the wreckage in the living room, but he's too locked into this performance. Meant to call earlier, he says casually. Work got insane. You know how it is? Yes, I reply. I know exactly how it is. He slides a plate of steak and roasted vegetables across the table, then sits down with a smile. How was your day? He asks, as if we're still pretending. Depends. How long have you been sleeping with someone else, Adrian? He doesn't flinch. He calmly dunks a scallop in butter and eats it. That's when I notice. His wedding ring is on the wrong finger. His middle one. Adrian, I say louder. I asked you a question. I heard. He gestures. Can you pass the salt? I don't move. Celine, the salt. Adrian, the affair. He reaches for the shaker himself and sighs. When's the last time you stressed about a bill? He asks. What? Answer the question. When's the last time you worried about money? I don't know. Exactly. He smirks. When's the last time you hesitated using one of my cards? Adrian. Wrong word. He corrects. The right one is never. Because I take care of everything. Always have. I narrow my eyes. You live in an exclusive gated neighborhood. You drive a BMW you didn't buy, maintain, or even clean. How long has she been in your life? I refuse to let him shift the conversation. Every item in your closet is designer. Every piece of furniture here is custom. So you treat your teenage side piece to luxury too? Feeling nostalgic about your old dating pool? That hits. He sets his fork down. The room feels smaller. He stands, circles the table, and gently places his hands on my face. My entire body recoils. Celine, he says, almost mockingly, let's be real. You have a high school diploma and fix violins at a craft shop 2 days a week. I'm a professional luthier, one of the best. You fix instruments, he scoffs. Let's not get fancy with the title. And you screw girls barely out of high school. That your great contribution? I provide the life you clearly can't. This house, this lifestyle, all me. He glances toward the living room, finally noticing the destruction. Whatever fantasy you've built around this little accusation, drop it, now. I saw you. My voice sharpens. At Valera's. You were with her. You kissed her like no one else was watching. So stop gaslighting me. He goes quiet, expression unreadable. How old is she? I press. 18? 17? 19, he replies without blinking. His fingers run through my hair like that somehow makes it better. Did you ever mention your wife to her? That you were still sleeping with me while playing house with her? I've been careful, he says calmly. You don't need to worry. No, Adrian, you don't need to worry, because I'm done. I want a divorce. Excuse me? No, excuse me. I'm filing papers first thing tomorrow. He laughs. With what money, Celine? His eyes sparkle with cruelty. Any decent lawyer will laugh you out of their office when you ask about the retainer. Hell, that's probably why college didn't work out for you. I grip the sides of my chair to keep from launching at him. The truth is, I'm the best you'll ever have, he says. And if you were smart, you'd stop complaining and enjoy the privilege of being my wife. Stay in your lane. Stop asking questions. I need to go for a drive. I rise. I'll take you after dinner, he says too calmly. Not safe for you to drive right now. Your brakes sounded funny the other day. No, they didn't. They did. I already called Ricky. He's taking the car to the dealership. And just like that, the garage door opens. I grabbed your little duffel bags too, he adds. They're in the laundry room now. You can unpack later. He doesn't wait for a response. In the meantime, Ricky will be your chauffeur. Errands, work, whatever you need. Until you think it's okay for me to drive again? Until I know we won't be having this conversation again, he clarifies. When you're focused on family, on us. I'm never touching you again, Adrian. Then don't be surprised when that leads to more problems down the line. He returns to his seat, cool as ever. Pass the pepper? I stay still. Celine. The pepper. I want to throw it at his smug face, but instead I slide it toward him. Thank you for clearing everything up about our marriage, I say through clenched teeth. Glad I could help. He straightens his tie. Waffles in the morning? That would be nice. Silence. Even though I want to stab him with a fork, I play the scene out. I don't flinch when he kisses my cheek. Don't push him away when he rubs my back in bed. He thinks he's won. But what he doesn't know? This was all a performance. And the real me? She left him behind a long time ago. I play along tonight because I'm not done yet. And as my mother once told me, A true winner knows when to delay the final blow. Episode 7. Celine. 2 weeks later. If everything goes according to plan, Adrian should receive the divorce papers right after his big celebratory lunch. Just after sealing that multi-million-dollar deal he's been bragging about and telling his colleagues his beautiful wife couldn't make it. When he rushes out to call me in a panic, he'll find a note taped to his steering wheel. Congrats on the big win. I hope you realize I'm legally entitled to half. Celine. P.S. You were wrong about the lawyers. The top guy in town heard your delusional dinner rant on tape and offered me a killer discount. P.P.S. I've already taken what I want from the house. Feel free to move her in. Not bad for someone with just a high school diploma. I drive my black Audi, the one I bought in secret last year, out of the storage lot and head toward Crafts and Notes, my day job. My attorney warned that the financial side of the divorce might take a year to settle. He recommended finding a job with stability and benefits. I didn't mention how profitable instrument repair can be, or that it's been paying my bills longer than Adrian ever suspected. Still, I get his point. It's not consistent, and hotel living isn't cheap. Sadly, Adrian's jab about my resume wasn't all wrong. The only callbacks I've gotten are from a nanny agency, a private estate, and a dog walking service. It'll all be worth it in the end, Celine. I clip on my name tag and clock in, heading straight for the yarn aisle. I'm using my discount daily, stockpiling skeins for whatever comes next. I grab a few in turquoise, beige, and yellow, then head toward the specialty scissors. Celine? That grating voice stops me mid-step. Marissa, of course. She's pushing a stroller and beaming like we're friends. I thought that was you, she chirps. I can't believe I caught you during work. I'm just grabbing Daniel a wooden truck for not pooping on the carpet this week. Isn't that exciting? Truly riveting. I was thinking, since you and Adrian are doing so well, maybe I could swing by and help plan a special anniversary surprise. I already gave him his surprise. Oh? Divorce papers. I grin. Turns out I'm that weak and pathetic woman who walked away from her crap marriage. Her face drops. But I thought you said we agreed. You made it seem like that I'd stay married to be one of your pity party wives. No thanks. Maybe focus on your own situation instead of mine. Between chasing your son's bowel movements and avoiding your husband like the plague, I'd say your hands are full. She gasps and speeds off with a glare and a dramatic elbow bump. I don't flinch. I head to the paint aisle and nearly trip over my own feet. Mr. R is standing by the canvas rack. He looks like he stepped out of a dream. No suit today, just dark jeans and a fitted white t-shirt that hugs his frame. A black tattoo snakes down his inner arm. I want to lean in, decode it, but I get caught in the pull of his eyes instead. All my yarn hits the floor. Without breaking eye contact, he picks it up and gently places it back on the shelf. Just like that night in the bathroom, the silence between us is thick, electric. Hello, Celine, he finally says. Should I be filing a restraining order? I ask. Maybe. He smiles. I tend to keep tabs on things I like. And if one of those things doesn't like you back? Pretty sure this one does. I feel heat creeping up my cheeks. I haven't seen you lurking behind signs or tailing my car lately, he says. I thought maybe you forgot me. Already did, I lie. I move on fast. What was your name again? And how did you know mine in the first place? He grins but doesn't answer. Celine to the front for cashier shift, the owner calls over the speakers. I need a smoke break. I turn away, heading for the register. Before I reach it, he's right behind me. I catch the scent of his cologne, clean, warm, addictive. If you're not here to shop, I say, heart racing, I have a job to do. I am shopping, he says, setting a black violin case on the counter. I need the luthier to restring and repair a crack by next week. The luthier is me, I reply. His eyes flash with interest. Repairs only happen on weekends, right? Store policy. I think I deserve an exception. Because you assume I'm into you? No, he smirks. I know you are. Also, there's no one else here, unless the bobbleheads count. I open the case and gasp quietly. It's a Stradivari, old spruce, Elite level. Along the edge, for AR from ER. I run a finger along the side. My heart skips. I fixed this, my first repair ever, over a year ago. The client paid me 4 times my rate, no name. Just drop-offs through a courier, followed by 6 more jobs, then dozens, all anonymous. I glance at him. He knows. I believe this is when you should reuse that phrase you like, he teases. What was it again? I ignore him. I thought you hated going out in public? I do. But my assistant's sick, had to come myself. He steps closer, brushing a strand of hair from my face. I stop breathing. I need to ask you something important, he murmurs. You don't seem like someone who asks permission. Are you single yet? What? You wore your ring on the wrong finger at my party. Now you're not wearing it at all. He studies me. A man who truly had you wouldn't risk letting you out of his sight. There's no one now, I admit, but I doubt your visit's a coincidence. I told you I follow what I like. Who's the stalker now? He grins. Call it a background check. He pulls out a business card and slides it into the front pocket of my jeans. I'm extremely careful about who I let into my home, he says. According to my assistant, a Miss Celine Hart has an interview at my estate next week. But that's business. I came here for personal reasons. You think after everything I'm ready to give someone else a chance? Only if that someone is me. The bell above the door jingles. A customer walks in. We don't move. Let me guess, I say. You're used to getting what you want? Usually. I planned to ask you out at the party, but you left. You let me. I shouldn't have. He pulls out several crisp bills and sets them beside the violin. I'll be waiting for your call. Do you have a first name? Or should I keep calling you Mr. R? No, he replies. Never liked my first name. You're still not telling me. I'd rather you call me Ryder. That's definitely a nickname. It is. You're impossible. I promise I'm not. He trails a finger along my bottom lip. It's Edward. Edward Ryder? Edward Rochester. That name. You've probably read it somewhere, he says, reading my mind. My skin buzzes with memory, with recognition. My heart aches for more of his touch. I think taking an interview at your estate is a conflict of interest, I whisper. Then skip it. He shrugs. I'll find another reason to see you. Was this surprise visit what you meant when you said you'd handle me next time? No, he says smoothly. That'll happen when you're underneath me. He takes one last look and steps back. I'll be waiting, Celine. Unless you take too long. Episode 8. Celine, 5 days later. Rain splatters across the front windows of Crafts and Notes, keeping time with the soft echo of a Chopin waltz. Mr. R is due any minute to collect his violin, and I can barely focus. I'm starving for another glimpse of him, starving for more fuel to feed the midnight fantasies I've been hoarding like secrets. I've imagined his mouth all over me. I've imagined his hands locked tight around my waist while he takes me from behind. But despite the ache between my thighs, I haven't picked up the phone. Not once. His business card has been folded and unfolded so many times, it's starting to fray at the edges. I've counted down from 5 more times than I care to admit, but each time I stop myself for the same 2 reasons: the mystery and the mounting stack of red flags. If there were only 1 or 2, I'd look the other way, maybe even welcome the chaos. But now, I'm up to 10. He knew my name before I ever told him. A single look from him turned a grown security guard into a trembling mess. And somehow, he knew I worked here, at Crafts and Notes, even though that detail never made it onto my resume. I tend to research and follow up on the things I like. The front door chimes, pulling me back to reality. I glance at my reflection one last time, fix my hair, and take a steadying breath as footsteps approach the counter. He turns the corner and... It's not him. Not even close. It's an older man in a pinstriped suit, gray hair slicked back, carrying the weight of importance like a second skin. Welcome to Crafts and Notes. I mask my disappointment with a smile. How can I help you today? I'm here to pick up an item for my employer. He slides a card onto the counter. It's one I've seen before. Thank you. ER. He doesn't wait, just walks right behind the counter, scans the repaired shelf, and finds the violin himself. My employer says thank you, he says simply, turning to leave with the case in hand. Wait, hold on a second, I call out. Excuse me, sir. He doesn't respond. I'm talking to you. I follow him to the door. I know you can hear me. He pauses beneath the awning and opens a black umbrella. Then, slowly, he turns to face me. Yes? His tone is flat. Did I leave something behind? No, I say. I just had a question about your employer, Mr. Rochester. He stares at me blankly. I've got an interview at his estate in a couple days. I'm debating whether I should show up. I shrug, trying to seem casual. Can you tell me what he's like? Still nothing. Is he a good boss? I press. Does it pay well? He opens his mouth like he's about to say something, but no words follow. I won't repeat anything to him, I offer, lowering my voice a little. I'm just trying to get a feel for the situation. Do you at least enjoy working there? My employer says thank you. He repeats it like a programmed response. Then he turns and disappears into the rain. A minute later, he's behind the wheel of a sleek black car, tires hissing as he speeds away. Another red flag, number 11. Episode 9, Celine. Later that afternoon. I'm standing in the restroom of Riviera's dog training, staring at my reflection as a name tag labeled Potential Puppy Pal clings awkwardly to my blue dress. The tacky yellow sticker clashes with the color, making me wish I'd worn something more professional. But all my suits are still hanging in the closet of a house I no longer live in. Since I've arrived early for my interview, I take out my backup phone and pull up today's agenda titled, Finish Adrian's Ass. First item, Valera's. Second, Mom. Third, the Mistress. I dial Valera's number and inhale slowly. 1 ring, 2. Valera's, how can I help you today? A gravelly male voice answers. This is Samantha Hart from the County Liquor Board, I say, reading directly from my script. We received a report that an underage woman was served alcohol at your masquerade ball a few weeks back. We've had this discussion with the board already, Miss Hart. Our guest list is verified in advance, and we take ID checks seriously. That couldn't have happened. It did, I reply evenly. A guest snuck in someone underage. The responsibility isn't yours, but I'm giving you a heads up. Not everyone on the board is as forgiving. He pauses. I see. Is this one of those calls where you're about to ask for a donation to make it go away? Nope, I'm offering you a name. A courtesy, really. Go on. Adrian Cole. He brought in someone who wasn't his wife. Someone definitely underage. Got it. What's the address? 11,038 Willowwood Drive. Appreciate the info. You're welcome. I hang up, picturing the manager reviewing footage, blacklisting Adrian, and ripping up his future event contracts. One ego bruised down. Next up, Mom. I hesitate before dialing. The ringing barely starts before she answers. Hello, is someone there? Her voice pulls at a part of me I thought I'd buried. I can't respond. Not yet. I'll hang up if you don't speak, she says gently. Hello? I end the call and shove the phone away. Now's not the time. I smooth down my dress and leave the restroom, heading toward the reception desk. Miss Celine? A man in a gray suit greets me. I'm Mr. Wells. We spoke on the phone. Happy to see you here early. We shake hands, and he leads me into a small office. No need for a full interview today, he says, handing me a folder. We'll train you for 2 weeks and walk you through the policies. Then you decide if it's a good fit. That sounds great. I'll grab the training binder. Meanwhile, think about your availability. I can start as soon as needed. Also, my last name is Hart, not Celine. He pauses in the doorway. Celine Hart? Yes. Oh. He spins around and plucks the folder back from my hands. I'm terribly sorry, but I spoke too soon. Excuse me? We've already filled the position. You just said? It slipped my mind, he says. I apologize. Try again. What changed in the last minute? Let's just say a conflict of interest came to light. A chill passes through me. Adrian Cole, he says, confirming what I feared. He wasn't happy when I called to verify your references. He has no say in your hiring. Legally, no, but he's our biggest donor. If I hire you, we lose that. My hands curl into fists. But he did suggest he might have work for you himself, Mr. Wells adds. He pays well, I imagine. You better hope he still has money when I'm finished with him. I snap and leave the office. By the time I reach the hotel, my belongings are sitting in the lobby, duffel bags and 2 trash bags. What is this? I ask the front desk clerk. Good evening, Miss Hart. We discovered a mold issue in your room and wanted to protect your belongings. And where's my new room? I'm afraid we don't have any availability. The sign says you do. Not for you, he replies coldly. I could look outside the county, though. I stare him down. What time did Adrian Cole call? He doesn't deny it. Just over an hour ago. So you're evicting a paying guest for him? He's on the county's hospitality board. Spineless, I mutter, grabbing my things. Outside, I hit dial on my phone. Celine, my favorite runaway wife, Adrian answers, smug. How's the job hunt? Go to hell. If you'd just stayed home and spread your legs more often, maybe you wouldn't be living out of a trash bag. You're pathetic. I only blocked hotels and places you'd qualify for. He chuckles. By the way, that nanny interview? Don't bother showing up. I'm too angry to speak. You know, I'm impressed by how vengeful you've become. He continues. Didn't think you had it in you. Are you done? Depends. What address did you use to register your secret little car? My chest tightens. Oh, don't tell me it's not even registered. Adrian, the sheriff is a family friend. Think about that. Stop this. We don't love each other anymore. I still love you. I don't. You're a liar and a cheat. And yet I took care of you. That wasn't love. If you come home tonight, we'll pretend this never happened. His voice is cold now. I might even forgive your tantrum. I don't reply. His words dissolve into the sound of my windshield wipers. Still there? No, I'm done. Let's end this game, Celine. You won't win. Then write me a check for half of everything, I say, and I won't humiliate you in court. How cute, he laughs. You're not as smart as me. You're right, I say. I'm smarter. I hang up and pull out onto the street, vowing that he'll never win again. Episode 10. Celine. The following evening, my latest temporary hideout is a single-story Airbnb perched near the coast, squeezed between 2 glassy sunrooms belonging to high-end English-style homes. The sea breeze hums through the walls at night, and moonlight bounces off the neighbors' conservatories like stage lights. The host is French, Southern French. She knows no one named Adrian and no one who's ever known me. Still, it's too early to call this peace. My inbox says otherwise. Subject, position filled, withdrawal notice. Subject, interview canceled, best of luck. Subject, formal apologies, Miss Hart. Adrian is still chipping away at any opportunity I have to land back on my feet, and the only lead left standing is the one at Mr. R's estate. I don't think they're connected, but I'm not about to drive all the way out there just to be humiliated at the front gate. I can't risk using my car at all. I stare down at Mr. R's card again, my fingers grazing the letters in his name. Call me Ryder. On the back, 2 numbers are printed in sharp serif. Me, 555.8780910. Estate, 555.8970043. In the top left corner, someone faintly scribbled the number 8 in gray ink, overlapping a pencil-pressed set of initials that look like AEJ. It's subtle, intimate, like someone's tracking who each card goes to. There's no way. I dial the estate line and wait for the ring. It never comes. Yes, Miss Hart? A man's voice answers smoothly, deep, unbothered. How may I help you this evening? How did you know it was me? We log our applicants' numbers in advance. His tone is flat, robotic. Are you calling to cancel or reschedule tomorrow's interview? Neither. I just need more details about the position. Silence. Are you still there? You can ask your questions during the tour. I'd prefer to ask now, if that's all right. He says nothing. You could at least tell me the pay range, I push. Is it even worth my time? My employer is exceedingly generous. What kind of job is it then? Admin? Housekeeping? We already employ a full housekeeping staff. So it's an office role? Your interview is scheduled for noon, he says coldly. I recommend arriving early so I can walk you through the estate. That will be the best time for your questions. You do realize you sound like you're hiding something? Is that your final question, Miss Hart? I have work to return to. Ugh. Fine. That's my last question. We look forward to meeting you. He hangs up. In the morning, I throw a canvas tarp over my Audi, triple check that all my essentials are packed, and lock the back door. Then I meet my Uber at the curb. Morning, the driver says cheerfully, passing me a bottle of water as I slide into the back seat. Morning. Hope you don't mind Adele. This is her best album. I'll switch it after if you want. Leave it on. I like her. Track after track plays. When Hello hits, the lyrics land like gut punches. I can't remember the last time I listened to music without associating it with someone I used to love. Then, mid-bridge, screech. The brakes jolt us to a stop so violently my forehead bumps the back of the headrest. What the hell? This the address you meant to type in? The driver asks, peering back through the mirror. I glance out. We're parked at the beginning of a long stone driveway that stretches toward Mr. R's estate. Yeah, it's correct. You can keep going. No, ma'am, he says, face pale. You can get out right here. Excuse me? I'm not taking you any farther. He unbuckles and stretches back to unlock my door. Please, just get out. Is this a joke? What's wrong with driving down the rest of the way? He doesn't respond. For the record, I mutter, grabbing my things. You're getting a 0-star rating. I don't give a damn. He nearly whispers it. Just go. He peels off before I can shut the door. Still shaken, I glance at my watch. I'm early. Too early. I walk. The winding path is stunning, lined with perfect topiary and blooming red and pink flowers. I must have missed all this the night of the masquerade. The iron gates ahead part on cue, the letter R gleaming on their bars. I pull out my phone and schedule an Uber for the return trip. John will arrive in 1 hour and 30 minutes. I exhale. Buzz. John has canceled your ride. Would you like to request another driver? What? I tap yes. Buzz. Elvin has canceled your ride. Again and again. Every single driver accepts the trip, sees the address, and pulls out. My stomach knots. That driver's terrified face replays like a warning I ignored. Please leave if this is where you have to be. There's no one around, no staff, no witnesses. And then, standing on the lower balcony, I see him, Mr. R, wearing another charcoal suit, sipping from a deep red mug, watching me, not blinking, not moving, just staring. Our eyes meet. He lifts the mug from his lips and tilts his head, mouth curving into a smile. Are you coming to see me? He mouths. I shake my head. His expression shifts as I back away, step by step, never taking my eyes off his. Back. Out of sight, out of range. I run. As soon as I hit the next subdivision, I open my app and punch in the first house address I see. Avery will arrive in 10 minutes. I wait. Buzz. Avery is almost there. Please be ready. My lungs tighten. My heart is pounding. What the fuck is going on? Episode 11. Celine. 2 hours later. There's no record of you ever requesting a ride to that estate, the Uber rep says through the phone. I'm afraid I'm not sure what experience you're referring to, Miss Hart. Check my ride history, I reply, still rattled, still trying not to visibly shake. All the driver cancellations. That literally just happened. I've refreshed your account 3 times, she says, her voice weary. There's nothing there. Do you guys have restricted zones or something? There are some areas we don't serve, sure, she says, but your account doesn't reflect any of that. In fact, it doesn't show any ride history at all. What? It looks like you've never taken a ride with us. But if you ever want to try, your first one comes with an $8 discount, she chirps. Have a great day, Miss Hart. She hangs up. I immediately reopen the app. My account's been wiped. No trip history, no saved preferences, not even my card on file. What the actual F-uck? I try to convince myself there's some logical explanation, but there isn't. Not one that makes any sense. I head straight to Seattle's tiniest public library, conveniently nestled beside a hole-in-the-wall cafe that's kept me alert with 5 consecutive espressos since I fled Mr. R's estate. The baristas are far too chipper, except when I ask about books or local files on the Rochester estate. Then they suddenly forget how to be helpful. It wasn't until a bored intern overheard and pointed me toward the archives that I finally made progress. I take a seat at the dusty computer and stare at the blinking cursor. Every rational part of my brain screams at me to let this go, to treat Mr. R as nothing more than a midnight fantasy, something I'll laugh about years from now. But I can't. I sip more espresso and dive back into my search. I've combed through 200 pages of results for Edward Rochester, and I'm drowning in nothing but Bronte fan fiction, academic papers, and heart air quotes. Even when I try Edward Rochester Seattle, all I get are think pieces comparing the character to modern men. Finally, on page 281, I find a headline that isn't fiction. Edward Rochester Duadrian's $10 million to local charity. Seattle Peer reports. There's no story attached, just a grainy photo of him standing beside another man in a suit. That guy's beaming. Mr. R? Stone-faced. Even blurry, the man's sex appeal is lethal. I pivot and search Writer Rochester. Nada. Just a moving company in New York that promises to carry your future across the country. Out of desperation, I type in the estate's address. The listing pops up as off-market with ancient satellite images. Nothing remotely recent. I'm about to give up when another headline appears. Rochester estate ruined. Seattle Peer reports. Ruined by what? I click. The article is behind a dead paywall. Miss? A librarian pokes her head into the row. We're closing in 5 minutes. Can you return all the microfilm cards and old newspapers you requested? Of course, I say. She walks off. Instead of returning them, I slip the microfilm into my purse and stash the newspapers in my duffel bag. I'll bring them back once I've read every word. At the cafe next door, I slide the barista a 50 to ignore me while I make use of their backroom printer. Page by page, I copy anything with the name Rochester in it. Every time a headline catches my eye, blaze, unthinkable, fatalities, I fight the urge to stop and read. Not yet. Almost done printing, my phone rings. Mr. R. My heart stutters as the screen lights up. The name alone pushes every button in my brain. It stops, relief, then it rings again. I tuck the phone into my purse without answering. When it rings a third time, I give in. I don't know what the hell you want after today, I answer. But I'm not interested. You're busy? Says a voice that's definitely not Mr. R. It's Walsh, my lawyer. No, I say, confused. Why? I've been waiting for you at Wimstery Cafe for nearly half an hour. Shit, I lost track of time. Can we meet at my Airbnb instead? It's just a few miles away. Text me the address. I do. Then open the Uber app again. Before I can request the ride, another call comes in. Mr. R, I ignore it. A second later, a text lights up my screen. Mr. R. Pick up the phone, Celine. We need to talk. I focus on getting the ride. This time it works. No cancellations. As I walk to the pickup spot, his name pops up one more time. Part of me wants to answer, but a more important question stops me cold. Who the hell are you, really? Episode 12. Celine. Please review these new files when you have a moment. Mr. Walsh slides yet another stack of paperwork toward me. The 5th one tonight. If I never have to sift through another bundle of our joint financials again, it would still be too soon. I glance at the top page, immediately recognizing an old La Perla receipt. Does the first page ring a bell? He asks. It does. The date alone is enough to pull the memory to the surface. It was the night I tried to reignite something between Adrian and me. I surprised him in the kitchen wearing that exact lingerie set. He came home, looked me up and down, and said, "That doesn't really suit you," before disappearing into the bedroom. I never shopped La Perla again. "I don't understand what that has to do with anything," I say, confused. "Your husband is prepping a Svengali defense," he says, "so it has everything to do with it." I wait for an explanation. All I get is a pained look. "What exactly is the Svengali defense?" "It's a high-level manipulation tactic," he says slowly. "He's claiming you married him solely to sponge off his wealth, never intended to work, and had multiple affairs with younger men." I blink. I'm not sure if I want to laugh or scream. That's absurd. Adrian is the only man I've ever slept with. Ever. Sure. Excuse me? I mean, that's for you to prove in court, he says, adjusting his collar. It's not my business. He gets up and begins pacing. This is evolving into a very hostile case, so we need to avoid doing anything that might backfire, like that call you made to Valera's. I stiffen. How do you even know about that? One of my interns dug it up, Ella. No, she didn't. There's no way. Unless... My pulse quickens. He hasn't looked me in the eyes once tonight. We still have the audio of Adrian berating me over dinner, right? That's enough. I don't plan on using it anymore. He pulls out another receipt. That's not what you said last week. It can't be authenticated, especially since there's evidence you've worked with a voice actor before. Henry Dannon? He's a fellow luthier, not some impersonator. Adrian knows that. Then, how do you explain this? He slides over a photo. It's of Mr. R and me, standing far too close at Crafts and Notes. His finger traces my lips, and we're locked in a stare that looks far more intimate than it was. I don't even know who that is, I lie, flipping the photo over. That won't hold up in court. And Adrian's legal team is blocking us at every turn. Even with him generously sending a few grand a week to fund your case, it's not enough. I freeze. What did you just say? That Adrian's dream team is relentless. No, about him paying for my legal expenses. Oh, that. He sends sympathy payments weekly. It helps us stay afloat. That's a blatant conflict of interest. Money is money. Not when it buys my lawyer. He sighs. You're going to need miracles to win this, and I can't allocate more resources unless you start paying full price. The truth hits like a slap. You were never on my side, I whisper. I gave you a deal. But I have other clients who pay thousands per hour. This is business. I rise from my chair and walk to the door. Get out! What? You're fired. Miss Hart, be reasonable. If I wanted to be talked down to by a man who thought I owed him something, I'd still be married. You're making a mistake. Adrian will crush you. You'll be homeless. Then prepare to eat those words, and maybe your license when I report your two-faced ass. He chuckles. You don't have the credentials to fight someone like me. And yet here you are, refusing to leave. He finally walks out. I slam the door behind him. I don't need him. I can write the next chapter of this story on my own. Episode 13. Celine, the next evening. Please welcome Mr. Adrian Cole of Walt, Ewell, and Cole Financials. The local anchor beams, ushering Adrian onto Good Evening, Montlake, the throwaway hour of news that most people tune out. The fact that I remembered he'd be featured tonight says more about me than I care to admit. He's in a perfectly tailored navy suit, no wedding band, and a flashy caption beneath him reads, Why You Can Trust Adrian Cole and His Firm with Your Future. Classic Adrian. Smile for the cameras, pose as the upstanding gentleman, and let the world dismiss his wife as bitter and money-hungry. I click off the TV. Enough of the show. In the kitchen, I open cabinet after cabinet, looking for something that'll numb the week I've just lived through. I need wine. A lot of it. And I need a long, slow orgasm to wipe out every thought of Adrian and his staged redemption arc. After a steamy shower, I slide into a slinky dress and set my favorite vibrator on the charger. Then I head outside and peel the canvas tarp off my car. That's when I remember the problem. Damn it! The nearest liquor store is in Adrian's territory, his county, and I'm sure his promise to report my car's plates wasn't idle. I glance at the shiny black Lexus parked nearby, plates fully registered. Perfect. I grab a screwdriver from my trunk and, under the cover of night, swap its plates for mine. I'll return them before sunrise. I cruise to the store just before closing and stock up on Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Pinot. All of it. On the way back, I take a less patrolled stretch of highway. I deserve a little speed. I'm only a few miles in when a red, candy-coated Lamborghini slides up behind me, so close it's practically glued to my bumper. Seriously? I change lanes. So does he. I slow down. He keeps pace. Ready to give the driver a piece of my mind, I check the mirror and nearly choke. That face. Ryder. The same brooding, impossibly beautiful man who's been haunting my mind like a fever dream. This is no coincidence. This is payback. He trails me the entire way home, right into the driveway. When I kill the engine, so does he. I sit there, heart pounding. Get out! Just get inside the house. I sling my wine bag over my shoulder, step out, and head for the front door. Keys in hand, I fumble to find the right one until his hand closes over mine. That touch. It short-circuits everything inside me. "Good evening, Celine," he says. I turn around slowly, his voice like smoke curling in the cold air. "This wasn't a chance encounter," I say. "No," he replies, calm. "It was very intentional." We hold each other's gaze. He's in dark jeans, a black V-neck tee, and no coat. The cold seems to surrender to him. "I've been trying to reach you," he says. "You haven't answered." "Because I've been ignoring you." "Why?" "I know when it's time to bow out of a room, Ryder." I don't need it spelled out. He says nothing, just studies me like he's memorizing my every breath. "I would have never ignored you," he says. "Not if you'd called or texted." "Well, I'm not a suspected vampire or mob boss, so maybe I operate differently." That almost draws a laugh from him. "You should consider stand-up or writing," he says. "You'd be brilliant." "You followed me just to say that?" "No." He nudges the wine bag strap back onto my shoulder. "I want to know why you ditched the interview." He already knows. I can tell by the way his eyes gleam. "My Uber driver freaked out halfway down your driveway," I say. "Wouldn't go any further. No one else would even accept the ride." "Not a good enough reason to walk away from me." "Are we talking about you or the job?" "Both." "I thought you said I had a car." "You do." It just wasn't what I expected. I narrow my eyes. Why wouldn't anyone drive there? What are they afraid of? "Maybe they're old friends," he says. "Friends say hello." "Then enemies, perhaps." Ryder dash dash. "I want you to always call me that." "Well, Mr. Ryder." "Miss Hart?" He steps closer, making the air between us feel like static. "Why not just come inside and ask your questions?" "I don't know you." "Then ask me anything." "How many cars do you own?" "Too many." "That's not an answer." "Because it wasn't a real question. Ask what you really want to know." "The Uber drivers." "The manager. They were terrified. Why?" He goes still. "There was a fire," he finally says. "Years ago. My estate burned to the ground. Some lives were lost. It's still a local ghost story." "That's the whole story?" "That's the summary." I eye him carefully. "How old are you?" 11 years older than you." There's too much I want to ask, and none of it matters when I'm freezing. I step inside. He follows. "This doesn't mean I know you," I say. "I'd be worried if you did." He eyes the wine bag I set down. "Big night planned?" "Party for one." "What's the occasion?" "Trying to unwind. It's been a week." "I can help with that." "I've got it handled." He steps closer. "What's the personal matter you mentioned?" "Masturbating while pretending you're inside me." "Just job research. Somewhere I can Uber to without a meltdown." "Offense taken." Before he can say more, the vibrator's charging dock pipes up from the counter. "Device fully charged." He picks it up, grinning. "Planning to think about me tonight?" I don't respond. I don't have to. He steps in closer, low and hungry. "Is your divorce final yet?" I shake my head. "Unfortunate Adrian, want me to help you expedite it?" His voice is low, rich, dangerous. I say nothing. "Will you let me watch you?" I don't say yes. I don't have to. I walk to the sofa, lift my dress, and sit. Legs S-pred. Lace P-anties on display. He sits across from me, eyes locked on mine. "Move them to the side." I do. I tease myself slowly, vibrator on the lowest setting, while his gaze never wavers. "You're imagining me, aren't you?" he asks. "Yes." "Tell me how?" "You're on top of me. On this couch." "Much better." "You're kissing your way down to my C-lit." "No," he says, licking his lip. "I'd go there first." He turns up the vibrator. My breath catches. "Will you let me see you come?" he whispers. His forehead touches mine, lips just out of reach. He holds the wand against me until I break, moaning, shuddering. His name on my lips. He waits until I finish completely. Then he whispers, "It's $250 a year. Depends on what I need. No benefits. My staff handles everything." "What?" "You asked about the job." He turns toward the door. "Wait," I say. "What if I need help with the divorce?" He pauses. "Then I'll help. It'll cost you nothing." "That's it?" "That's it." He holds my gaze. "Do you want my help?" I nod. "Yes." "Say less." He tells me to get some sleep. I mention the license plate I still have to return. He raises an eyebrow. "And I'm the dangerous one?" He walks me to my room, tucks me into bed, yanks off my panties, and pulls the covers up. "Don't waste your energy," he murmurs. "Not Mr. R, not Mr. Ryder," he adds. "Just Ryder." "Okay. Pick up when I call tomorrow." And then he's gone. In the morning, he's nowhere in sight, but my car, freshly cleaned and detailed, sits in the driveway. On the console, a green gift box. I open it. My knees buckle. My heart races. Whatever's inside doesn't scream red flag. It's something darker. Episode 14, Celine. Blood. Deep, dark smears. Fresh crimson splashes. They coat the walls in the Polaroid, drip across the collar of my ex-lawyer's shirt. Mr. Walsh sits hunched at a table, sleeves rolled to his elbows, both eyes blackened, his mouth a swollen mess leaking red. His expression screams terror. At the bottom, in frantic cursive, "I'm sorry for playing both sides and dragging your divorce. Please accept the enclosed items as my apology." My stomach twists. Sliding my finger over the photograph, I trace his bruised cheek and can't help but feel the weight of guilt for ever letting Ryder anywhere near him. The longer I stare, the clearer the pain in his face becomes. What the actual fuck? I lift the photo. Beneath it, the house key I once left on Adrian's dresser. More candid side shots of Ryder and me at crafts and notes. A check, made out for the exact amount Walsh billed me for every hour. At the bottom of the check, another note. Refund for inadequate service. There's blood smeared across the corner. My hands shake so badly I drop the entire box, its contents scattering over the pavement. Somehow, Ryder tracked him down. Somehow, Walsh was handled only hours after Ryder left my place last night. I can't process this. I just know I need to get away. "Hey, miss," a voice cuts through the silence. "Miss?" Shit. I scramble to shove everything back inside before the man across the lot sees too much. "Need a hand with that?" He's dressed in khakis and a striped polo, smiling like he's just being neighborly. "I live right next door, you know." "Not for long." I catch myself. "I mean, no thanks. I've got it." "All right, then." He raises his palms as if to say he won't push. "I just wanted to ask if you've seen anything weird today." "Not that I can recall." My voice is tight as I shove the bloodied keychain deep into the box. Everything seems completely normal. "Really?" He scratches the back of his head. Because some guy showed up earlier and detailed my car without me asking. Then he leaned in and said, "Don't talk to your next-door neighbor." My chest tightens. My eyes dart across the street. Is Ryder watching me right now? But hey. The guy shrugs. Could be worse, right? Yeah, I say softly. Much worse. He hesitates, then steps closer. Okay, true confession? I've been trying to work up the courage since you moved in. Oh? I grip the box tighter. You're honestly the most gorgeous woman I've ever laid eyes on. Maybe sometime you'd like to come over for coffee? Sure, I lie with a smile. That sounds nice. Great. His grin widens. Any night this week. Doors open. Perfect. I watch him finally walk away, already knowing I'll never set foot inside his house. Inside my car, I set Ryder's twisted gift on the floor mat. Panic slams into me all over again. The articles, the copies I made at the library. Did Ryder take those too? I dig frantically under the passenger seat until my fingers brush the strap of my bag. Yanking it up, I unzip and check. They're all there. Every single page. Untouched, relief rushes through me. I start the engine, not sure where I'm even driving, only knowing I can't sit still. As I merge onto the main road, Ryder's name lights across my dash. I answer, but I stay silent. Hello, Celine, he says smoothly. Still with me? Yes, Ryder. How's your morning? Somewhere between terrified and confused. I don't like hearing that. His voice dips with concern. Do you need me to come over? You've already done too much, I whisper. Why did you do that to Walsh? Because you asked me to. I said I needed help. And I gave it. He almost sounds amused. Want me to undo it? I don't want you hurting anyone else for me. I never laid a finger on him, Celine. Violence isn't my thing. But someone working for you did. That's the same damn thing. He doesn't answer. Who are you, Ryder? My voice cracks. Mob boss? Mafia prince? Vampire, he says, laughing low. I still like that one the most. And now that I think of it, I've never seen you in daylight. You've got a meeting with your new lawyer at 5. He ignores the jab. After that, the ink on your divorce will be dry. I've got another interview lined up. I lie, gripping the wheel tighter. I like to keep my options open. His laugh hums through the line again. I'll text you the address. Don't keep him waiting. Fine. Then send me an invoice too. I'll pay you back. You won't. His tone sharpens. You'll never owe me a cent. Then at least tell me who you are. That should be free. I'm a man who's more interested in you than I've ever been in anyone. His voice lowers. And I'm a man who's already answered more questions this week than I ever have in my life. That means you usually answer none. Exactly. Silence stretches. Anything else you'd like to say, Celine? Yes. I'm listening. I don't agree with your methods, but thank you for what you did for my divorce. You're welcome, he replies, warm again. Want to come over and kill time with me until then? Yes. No. The image of Walsh's bloody face collides with Ryder's perfect one. I've got plans. Fair enough. He knows I'm lying. I can feel it. We'll talk later. The call ends. My dash lights up with a new message. 234 Whitten Avenue. Top floor, Resno's restaurant. 5 p.m. I save it and steer onto the highway. I know exactly where I'll spend the hours before 5. Episode 15, Celine. My once perfect neighborhood still looks as polished and artificial as ever. Every bright blue recycling bin is lined up in identical rows for collection day. The vibrant dahlias that decorated the porches in fall are gone, replaced with neat holiday wreaths dangling from pristine doors. Circling the block, I dial Adrian's office, making sure he's still tucked away at work before I pull into the driveway. To my surprise, the garage code hasn't been changed. Neither has the key lock. Inside, I head upstairs to our bedroom, bracing myself for the inevitable. Her clothes folded into drawers, a new comforter covering the bed, some tacky framed photo of them smiling at the beach. But Nothing. Not one detail is different. The same sheets, the same curtains, the same photos that never meant what they pretended to. I refuse to wander down this sad excuse for memory lane. Instead, I go straight to the closet and start pulling down the last of my things. The tailored suits, the silk blouses, each one stuffed into a plastic bin. The red heels I thought I lost, my custom violin pegs still waiting on the shelf, and then my wedding dress, hung inside a clear garment bag like some grotesque trophy. The sight makes my stomach twist, and I think about burning it on the lawn. But I don't have the time. Crossing over to Adrian's side, I slide open his top dresser drawer. As expected, his socks, $100 pairs, because of course, are rolled into perfect little bundles. His cufflinks sparkle inside their glass case, each pair cataloged like artifacts. But then my eyes freeze on the stack of business cards he keeps for his important contacts. Right at the top is one that makes my entire body still. Edward Rochester. Number. I pick it up, blinking like the words might rearrange themselves, but the print is unmistakable. Same font, same embossed lettering, only the number on the back is different, and in faded black ink at the corner. 7 o'clock, my estate. My pulse spikes. They know each other? I lean against the dresser for balance, my thoughts tumbling. What kind of game is this? When could they have met? What the hell does it mean? The puzzle doesn't fit together. I can't even see the outline of the picture yet. I slip the card into my back pocket. I'll call later. I'll find out. Keep moving, Celine. Don't freeze now. I tear through the rest of the drawers, hunting for anything worth taking. After a few minutes, my search pays off. A crumpled stack of bills, about $2,000, and his favorite Audemars Piguet watch. I don't hesitate. Both go in my bin. Carrying everything out, I pop the trunk and shove it inside. That's when Marissa steps out of her front door, pushing her stroller. She spots me instantly. Her eyes linger, her lips part as though she has something to say. Then, nothing. I don't wait. Sliding into the driver's seat, I'm seconds from leaving when she calls out, "Celine, wait." My jaw clenches. I roll the window halfway. If you're expecting me to apologize for what I said last time, don't waste your breath. I'm not expecting anything, she says quietly. I just wanted to wish you luck with your new life. That's it? I ask, ready for the bite, the sting, the judgment that usually follows her words. But it never comes. That's it. Her face is softer than I've ever seen it. I really do hope everything works out for you. You too, I reply, surprised by my own sincerity. I hope your marriage stays happy. I never said it was happy. She pushes the stroller forward, her eyes tired. Take care, Celine. And just like that, she's gone. Episode 16, Celine. Resnos sits on the edge of Puget Sound, its glass walls stretching from floor to ceiling, framing Seattle's skyline and the restless Pacific beyond. I think you might be at the wrong place, miss. The hostess at the stand gives me a polite smile, her eyes scanning me from head to toe. We enforce a strict dress code for club-level guests. No offense. I wasn't told about a dress code. I glance down at my jeans and plain white blouse. I'm here to meet a lawyer. What's his name? I don't know. Her brows knit together. Okay, then what's your name? Celine Hart. The color drains from her face. Oh, my apologies, Miss Hart. Please follow me. Her sudden change in tone unsettles me, but I trail her through the elegant dining room, past tables of finely dressed patrons sipping wine and whispering. Here's your table. She stops in the back corner where a white cloth covers a table set for one. A single glass, a menu, and a thick stack of papers wait for me. She pulls out my chair without meeting my eyes. Whatever you'd like tonight, Miss Hart. Our kitchen will prepare it, even if it isn't on the menu. I don't want to be difficult, I murmur. Do you have a Caesar salad? She hurries away without answering. Less than a minute later, a server sets a plate of greens in front of me. Another follows, dusting the top with cheese and fresh pepper. Before I can make sense of why I'm being treated like some VIP, A man in a dark suit clears his throat beside me. "You'll need to sign off on every 5th page, Miss Hart. I've marked them with yellow notes to make it simple. I'll be downstairs in the lobby to collect once you're through." "Shouldn't you explain the terms first? Make sure this is fair?" "With respect, Miss Hart," he says, placing a pen by my plate. "God himself couldn't give you a better deal. Just sign." He walks away. When I glance up, the dining room is empty. The well-dressed crowd has vanished. 2 servers stand by the windows now, silently watching me. I shove the salad aside and drag the stack closer. Adrian's signature already bleeds across every page, waiting for mine. Don't overthink. Just finish. Clicking the pen, I start reading. And the lawyer was right. This is more than generous. The BMW Adrian stripped from me is mine again. 200 grand from his accounts. Stock options in his firm. Half his private art gallery. Even payments labeled as compensation for lost opportunity. I squint at the fine print. Adrian Cole will compensate Celine Hart for 4 years of lost opportunity at Mayfield Musical Arts College. Mr. Cole promised to fund her tuition. He failed to deliver. My chest aches. I remember every broken promise. His smug, "You don't need school." His endless reminders of his degrees, his prestige. Walsh once told me such a clause was impossible, yet here it is, in ink. I swallow, then sign. 10 pages later, I reach a note about whether I want to fight for the house. I crumple the sticky and keep writing. That house can rot. When I finish the last page, a voice slices through the silence. "You're so damn naive, Celine." Adrian. He's standing across from me, papers in hand, venom in his eyes. Jesus Christ, you deserve exactly what's coming. We don't need to talk anymore. Relief floods me as I stand. The deal is done. Yours is just starting. His laugh is bitter. Enjoy paying back whatever devil you begged for this arrangement. Funny. Pretty sure it's the same devil you know. Not a chance. His teeth grit. I don't know anyone who plays this filthy. So, he's mafia? He's the devil himself, Adrian snaps. Whoever the hell he is. You must know, right? I arch a brow. He's not talking about Ryder, not directly, but he knows something. Before I can respond, his mistress appears, looping her arm through his. You dragged this out too long, she says. He's been trying so hard and you've made life miserable for us. She's in a sweatshirt that reads freshman year forever. Unbelievable. You made me think he was lying about being separated. She glares at me. He didn't even want to admit you existed. Now I see why. You're a b-itch. You're not even legal enough to drink here. My voice is sharp. Stay quiet when adults are talking. Her face reddens, but she presses on. Why do you think you deserve this money? He gave you a good life. You could walk away happy. I ignore her and meet Adrian's eyes. What was that about me being naive? My point stands. He smirks. Marrying me will always be the best decision of your life. You're welcome. I don't waste another word. Grabbing the papers, I head to the elevator. My fingers tap the first page and the ink doesn't smudge. I'm free. When the doors open, my new lawyer is waiting. That was quick. He flips through the signatures. Excellent work, Miss Hart. I'll finalize these with the court immediately. From here, all communication goes through Mr. Rochester. Not me? Not you. His lips tighten. Congratulations, by the way. Any final legal wisdom? Yes. He lowers his voice. Run. What? Run now. Before it's too late. Too late for what? He bolts for the door before I can demand more. I chase him into the parking lot, weaving between luxury cars until I catch his Mercedes door. Wait! Let go, Miss Hart. He starts the engine. Please. Then tell me why everyone is terrified of Ryder Rochester. What is he? He stares at me like I've lost my mind. You're joking. I'm not. His hand drums the wheel. For a second, I think he'll break, but then he shakes his head. He's my client. That's all you need to know. I already told you. Run. Back home, I tape articles across my wall. Rochester Estate Tragedy. Rochester Holdings hosts Private Symphony. Edward Rochester Doe Adrian's locally. 15 clippings. Pink notes listing names. Adrian, Valera's, Uber, Walsh, and a fresh post-it. How long has Ryder known my name? The doorbell rings. Coming. I grab tip money for the pizza delivery, but it's not the pizza guy. It's Ryder. Hello. He smiles like sin. Am I catching you at a bad time? Yes. I slip out and shut the door behind me. I'm busy. Oh? His brow lifts. Same activity as last night? No, a romance novel. Trying to finish it. Good story? I'll tell you once I figure out the hero. Please do. He produces a pen, placing it in my hand. My lawyer shouldn't have kept this. He always gives it to his favorite clients. Should I expect a bloody Polaroid of him in my car tomorrow? His head tilts. Was he inappropriate with you? No. Then no. His smile sharpens. He'll be fine. Are you Satan, Ryder? Some say so. He shrugs. If you agree, delete my number. I'll disappear. You mean that? No. His fingers find my hair, tugging lightly. Whatever I am, you're better with me. You know that. I should push him away. Instead, I melt. Thank you. Again, I whisper. You're more than welcome. His touch lingers. How long until you admit you want me? Ask me. Ask what? Ask if I want you. Don't assume. His lips curve. Is it okay if I show you the kind of man you belong with? That's not. Yes, it is. His fingers lift my chin. Is that okay, Celine? I don't have love left to waste. It's too early for love. His voice is velvet. Do you want me to keep you safe? I can't handle more lies or secrets. I look into his eyes. Tell me how you knew my name. How you crossed paths with Adrian. No. His tone is hard, then softens. Because you don't want me to hurt you. And I won't. Before I can argue, his mouth crashes against mine. It's fire and gravity, and I drown in him, his tongue, his hands gripping my waist, the taste of restraint mixing with desire. When he pulls back, I'm breathless. We'll finish later, he murmurs. For now, you'll start working for me this weekend. And if I say I'm not ready? Friday, 8 a.m., wear black, pack a bag. After I review other offers, I'll give you my... His kiss shuts me up, silencing protest with heat. Pulling back again, he smirks. Enjoy your novel. Good night, Celine. One more thing. Is any of this job illegal? I'll never let you see a jail cell. That's not a yes or no. It's a trust me. His phone buzzes. He answers without looking away. Yes? How far off? I see. I'll handle it myself. Ending the call, he meets my gaze. Change of plans. You start sooner. How soon? Tomorrow? No. His eyes burn into mine. Tonight.
Episode 17. Ryder. Celine lingers in her doorway, hair tousled, eyes sharp and searching, lips moving in a stream of questions I have no interest in answering. I should have just called instead of showing up. The longer I look at her, the clearer it becomes. She's going to complicate everything. I should leave her planted in the world she knows instead of dragging her into mine. But too many coincidences have passed between us, and I've never felt drawn to anyone the way I am to her. Intrigued. Consumed. Did you even hear me, Ryder? Her raspy voice slices through my thoughts. No. My reply is blunt. Say it again. I said, most bosses don't expect a brand new hire to start within hours. This isn't most jobs. I've gathered that much. Her teeth catch her bottom lip. I'd still like some details first. Of course she would. I glance at my watch. Invite me in. We'll discuss inside. You can tell me here. Inside's better. You're the one asking me for something, She pushes back, chin lifted. That means I have the upper hand. Is that so? I smile, and she flushes pink. Anyone else would have folded by now. She doesn't. I'll give you this, I murmur. You temporarily hold the upper hand, Celine. My gaze lingers on the way her nips strain against her blouse. That's why you should let me in. So I can correct the balance before you're officially working beneath me. Her breath hitches. You don't sound like you're talking about work. I'm not. She grabs the knob, ready to yield, then stops. Her eyes widen and she shuts the door. Is someone inside? No, it's... She hesitates. I don't want you to see my place right now. Why not? It's messy. It was messy the other night. It's worse now. Her throat bobs. She's lying, but I let it slide. Fine. My fingers thread through her hair, tugging gently. She relaxes instantly. 2 hours. I'll send a car. Same instructions. Need me to repeat them? Black dress. Overnight bag. Her smirk is defiant. And bail money, just in case. You're not going to jail. And if I don't own a black dress, I'll buy you one. My hand drifts down to her neck, coaxing a quiet moan from her lips. Do I need to? No. She shakes her head quickly. I was only asking. Good. Tell me if that ever changes. I step back. Dark gray Mercedes AMG. Driver will say nothing except hello and goodbye. Noted. One last look at her face, then I leave, sliding into my car before I change my mind. She's going to be trouble. No question. On the highway, I dial my lawyer. Yes, Mr. Rochester. He answers before the first ring ends. When does Miss Hart receive her divorce settlement? 90 days, standard timeline, he replies. The BMW will be transferred back to her as well. Title work is in motion along with the other arrangements you requested. And the divorce itself? Final. Completely finalized. Good. I weave into the fast lane. Was that the reason for your call, sir? No. I need you to represent someone tied to a side matter. My voice stays level. He was careless. Didn't disable a camera, left too many traces. He'll face charges, but I want his record spotless, and I don't want him seeing the inside of a cell. Clear? I already covered for the man who, the one who roughed up Miss Hart's last lawyer. He's safe. This is someone else. I check the dashboard clock, calculating the moment Adrian Cole will step into his garage. Seconds closer to the retribution he's owed. I don't usually sanction violence, but some debts can't remain unpaid. And I'll never understand how he let Celine slip through his fingers. You've got half an hour, I say. Fix it before it crosses a detective's desk. I can't cover a murder, sir. It's not murder, I reply, though the victim might wish it was. Mr. Rochester, please, don't plead with me. Call when it's handled. Or don't call back. His breathing turns frantic, like he's new to this, like this is the worst he's ever faced for me. It's nothing. This is the part, I remind him, where you accept the task, thank me, and let me return to my evening. I'm not patient. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Rochester. Close enough. Episode 18, Rider, 2 hours later, rain sheets across the runway, drenching every private jet in Seattle's signature gray. I pull up in my oldest car, stopping across from my plane. A cop strides over, rapping his baton against my window. "Hey, open up!" I lower the glass just enough to reveal my eyes. "Problem, officer?" "You can't park here," he says, jerking his chin toward the other spaces. "Pick literally anywhere else." I like this spot. I keep my tone even. "Is there an issue with it tonight?" "Slide over one space." "Won't kill you." He waves impatiently. "No, I'm fine here." I kill the engine, and his face drains of color. "Sir, please." His voice cracks. He looks too green for the badge he wears. "Just trust me." "Move." "Not until you tell me why. I didn't see any new reserved signs." "That's because the Mafia doesn't exactly hang placards on their spaces." He glances behind him nervously. "And they won't care about signage if they catch you sitting here." "Move. Now." "I think I'll stay." His mouth tightens. "Suit yourself." "Don't say I didn't warn you." I appreciate the notice. I roll the glass back up. I watch, amused, as he hustles to his cruiser and peels off into the rain. The quiet doesn't last. My second phone buzzes against my leg. "Yes?" "Mr. Rochester, Chester here." "Got a minute?" "One." "Good enough." He clears his throat. "One of your pilots mentioned he's working a special run tonight. I want to confirm. You've appointed a new courier?" My fingers drum the wheel. Chester's been with me the longest, the only one I'd call loyal. He's seen just enough of who I am to know better than to ask too much. But he's earned the right to push now and then. "Yes. I've hired someone new." "And the last courier?" "Handled weeks ago. Smooth. Didn't bother checking." He exhales smoke through the receiver, the faint crackle of a cigar flaring. "Name of the replacement?" "Celine Hart." Silence. Then, "Come again?" "Celine Hart. You mean that's Selene? The one tied to Valera's?" "The very one. Christ almighty." He coughs hard. "Mr. Rochester, let the record show I objected. Strongly. Told you this was a terrible idea. Duly noted. I also told you to keep your distance from her. And you know damn well why." Guess that slipped my mind. My patience thins. "Any last words of wisdom?" "When does she start?" "Tonight. 10:45. That's," he sputters, "that's minutes away." I'm aware. I cut the line and flash my headlights, cueing the ritual we've rehearsed 100 times. The symphony begins. Town cars slide into place, black metal gleaming under the storm. The jet's staircase lowers, glowing like a stage light. A gold luggage cart rolls to the cargo hold. On my second flash, men pour into the downpour, moving bags in rhythm, seamless and practiced. When the last case disappears inside, I edge closer to the plane. This is where the solo enters. Celine's car pulling up to the steps. Her cue in my performance. I wait. Minutes pass. The town car never arrives. No Celine. The orchestra halts mid-note, the melody unfinished. So she's more rebellious than I thought.
Episode 19. Celine. I can't do this. The light rail shrieks along the tracks, rattling like it's barely holding itself together. Seattle blurs by the windows as we hurtle toward the airport, farther and farther from the stretch of highway where I bailed out of Ryder's town car. But I wasn't quick enough. The driver's right across from me, still begging me to come back. Acting like handcuffing me to a goddamn briefcase was just part of the job description. Miss Hart, please. He grips a rail as the train takes a turn. I have to get you to the plane. Then unlock this. I lift my wrist, the cuff biting into my skin. Now! He looks down at the black case shackled to me, the one he clicked shut with a casual hello like it was nothing. Every hair on my neck is standing straight up. My pulse feels ready to rip through my chest, and I'm not sure it'll ever settle back down. Ryder's words echo in my mind. I'll never let you go to jail. But they're running miles behind the panic tearing through me. Yes, he has this power over me, this way of unraveling me with one glance. But even with the magnetic pull, I can't ignore this. This is it, Celine. End it here. Walk away before you disappear. My phone buzzes in my bag. His name lights up the screen. Ryder. I let it ring out. Miss. Mr. Rochester does not forgive lateness. The driver insists, creeping closer like I'm an animal he's trying not to spook. If you want to keep this job, you'll do as I say. What happened to the last person who walked away from this job? I snap. Answer that first. We're only 20 minutes off schedule. He talks right past the question. I'll take the blame. He'll punish me instead. Just cooperate, please? No. I clutch my duffel tighter. Hell no. Miss Hart, if you could just... His phone buzzes. His face goes ghost white. Unlike me, he doesn't hesitate. He answers. Yes, Mr. Rochester, he says quickly. Yes, I picked her up on time. He covers the receiver and looks at me like this is life or death. Do you want me to tell him the truth? Tell him this. I don't do handcuffs and briefcases without answers. And I don't work for him. Not now, not ever. His eyes flicker. So you'd rather I order your casket? I don't reply. Back to the line, he says, she needed a stop. She wasn't feeling well. Yes, sir, my mistake. We'll be there in 15. Now arriving, Seattle-Tacoma Airport Station. The PA system cuts in, the words echoing like a lifeline. There's a backup car waiting in the garage here. The driver rushes. See? He's calm. You just have to follow me. In my head, I tally the numbers. What's left on my credit cards. How soon my divorce payout might land. How many red flags Ryder's already painted in front of me. Don't screw this up, Selene. All right. I nod, forcing a smile as the train slows. I'll follow. Thank you, Miss Hart. He exhales in relief. We'll ride through one more stop to reach the garage, so... I lunge past him before he can finish, slipping out the doors as they close. His fists pound the glass. What the F-uck? What are you doing? Making the smart choice. Stop! Somebody stop this train! His shouts fade as the tram pulls away, his last desperate cry. You're writing your own death warrant, echoing down the tunnel. I'll take my chances. The cuff digs into my wrist as I sprint toward the terminal, the briefcase thudding against my thigh with every step. I don't care what's inside. It'll get dumped, forgotten, just like Adrian. Just like the twisted fantasy Ryder nearly pulled me into. Seemed like something. Until now. Episode 20. Celine. The ticketing area feels deserted. Travelers pull their rolling suitcases toward the nearly empty security lanes. A few TSA agents huddle together, laughing at something on a phone, and a barista behind Whimstery Cafe is balancing plush toy coffee beans on her head like it's part of the act. I move from airline counter to airline counter, scanning the glowing departure boards overhead, searching for the fastest way to get out, preferably toward home. Delta. I step up to a kiosk and start booking. Just as I'm entering the destination, my phone buzzes with a call from an unfamiliar number. Hello? Hello, Celine. Ryder's deep baritone slips through the line. My throat tightens. Are you ignoring me again? He asks, amused. Funny. I thought we talked about how much I hate that. I must have forgotten. My voice trembles. Just like you forgot to tell me what's chained to my wrist. No, Celine. I never forget. His tone sharpens, playful and menacing at once. Where are you right now? I'm home. I highly doubt that. Then swing by, I snap. Ask my neighbor to grab the mail while you're at it. I'll be locked inside for days. Oh, sure, he chuckles. 5 seconds. Tell me where you really are, or we'll have a problem. Was that supposed to scare me? Wait past 5 and find out. I only need 1 second. I hang up. I'm back in my right mind. Goodbye, Ryder. I refocus on the kiosk, fingers drumming the buttons. I don't need nostalgia. I need the quickest escape. Ma'am? A tiny voice pipes up. A curly-haired, red-headed girl grins up at me, pointing at my chained briefcase. I've seen one of those before. She tugs on her mom's sleeve. Are you a spy? No, I say firmly. Not a spy. Yes, you are, she squeals. Look, Mommy, a spy. She has secrets. Sophie, her mom scolds, glaring at me. We don't talk to strangers. She scoops the child up and relocates to another kiosk. The little girl winks at me, still fasciadrianed by the case on my wrist. Shit. I abandon the kiosk and duck into the nearest restroom. Getting through TSA without knowing what's inside this thing? Insane. I should have checked the second it was snapped onto me. Making sure the stalls are empty, I lock myself in the last one and set the case on the changing table. Under the harsh fluorescent glow, the details stand out. The golden latch needs 2 keys plus a code. 4 engraved words catch my eye. For AR from ER. My chest tightens. I press against the edges, trying to pry it open. Nothing. I shake it. Silent. Empty? I slam it against the wall. Again. Still nothing. Finally, I slip my finger under the latch and push upward. Shockingly, it pops. The lid falls open. Empty. Confused, I prod at the fabric lining. Every pocket is hollow until my hand brushes the top left corner. The stitching is rough, like it was sewn last. I tug gently, loosening it. Paper peeks through. Heart racing, I tear more away until the truth unfolds. Bundles of crisp $100 bills. Flat stacks like they've just rolled off a minting press. What the actual hell? Before I can rip deeper, the restroom door opens. I shove everything back into place and slam the lid shut, moving to the sink. Problem, miss? A female security officer steps in, eyes narrowing. You've been in here a while. No problem. My smile wavers. Just freshening up. You're sweating bullets. Her gaze drops to the bone-dry sink. Not a drop of water. It's a condition. My reflection betrays me. Hair a mess, face pale, skin glistening with sweat. Okay, look. She softens, handing me paper towels. Your jackass boss and his Vegas junkies are skating on borrowed time. Tell him this is the last exception. Midnight cutoff. After that, we make life difficult. I stare, lost. This is courtesy because you're commercial tonight, she continues. But if he keeps pushing, we shut it down. She motions for me to follow. 30 minutes left. Move it. Out in the terminal, I notice 5 other brunettes clutching identical briefcases. They're chatting, laughing, totally unfazed. So I'm not the only mule. I murmur a thank you and head back to the kiosk, booking a first-class ticket to Buffalo. Don't think about the cost. Swipe the card, print, go. At security, the line is quick. Stone pickup? The woman ahead asks. What? Emeralds, rubies, cases like that usually mean gemstones. She shrugs. Mine's gold bars, easy payday. Right. I force a smile. The guards barely glance at us, waving us through like VIPs. Heart hammering, I rush to my gate. 15 minutes until boarding. I grab a latte, half sit on a bar stool when my phone buzzes again. Ryder. Ignore. This time I text. Me. I've chosen another path, another life. Thanks for your help. Maybe we'll catch up over coffee someday. He doesn't text back. He calls again. I silence the line and pull out my burner. My heart aches to call my mom, but there isn't enough time for the conversation we'd need. Instead, I dial another number I know by heart. Tessa, It rings once, twice. Hello? Her Italian accent floods through the speaker. Tessa, it's me. Silence. I know it's been a while. 2.5 years is more than a while, Celine, she snaps. You've got nerve calling me out of nowhere. I'm sorry. I was there when you moved. I visited when those housewives ignored you. I defended you marrying Adrian, even when I thought he was wrong for you. And you cut me off because I called him an a-hole for forgetting your birthday? Her voice cracks. My chest does too. I was in denial, I whisper. I should have called you. I'm so sorry, Tessa. She doesn't answer. I missed you, I add. Yeah, well. She exhales. What did Adrian get you this year? An affair with a 19-year-old and a brutal divorce. Well, shit, I almost wish he'd just forgotten again. He did, I laugh bitterly. Her laughter follows. My a-hole radar wins again. None taken. I smile through the sting. No more crying, she declares. You owe me a weekend in Santa Barbara, ice cream and every detail. You don't live in Buffalo? Moved years ago, needed sunshine. We catch up until boarding is called. Before she hangs up, she says softly, I've missed you more, Celine. Always. Boarding flight 783 to Buffalo, the agent announces. I take my seat in 1A, stash my duffel, and tug at the briefcase chain. Overhead, miss, the attendant says. It's chained. Well, unchain it. She smirks. Kidding. Want a drink? Vodka. And a butter knife. She leaves. I stretch the chain, maneuver the briefcase into the bin, and wedge the knife against a weak link. A throat clears behind me. Good evening, Celine. Ryder's voice freezes me. Is this really how you're saying goodbye? Yes, I whisper. Goodbye. His fingers graze my neck. I thought we were better than this. We're not. You've done your research. He smirks, but not enough. He grips my waist, turns me. The briefcase slips. He catches it before it jerks my wrist. His eyes, half fury, half fire, lock on mine. I've never been late for a job, he growls. You made me late. There's a first for everything. Not for me. His voice is a promise. Never again. You found a replacement then? No, Celine. I'm setting rules. The air between us tightens. He brushes my lips with his thumb. Is this really all you want? Coffee someday? Yes. Liar. His forehead rests against mine. It's only temporary. Once your money comes, you're free. And if I don't want to be your employee at all, then you'll just be mine. Before I can reply, his mouth claims mine, deep, consuming. My mind unravels. My body betrays me. He drags his tongue along mine, presses me back against the bin. His hand finds the hem of my dress. Hold on, he whispers, guiding my hand to the overhead ledge. His fingers slide under my panties, thrusting inside, his thumb teasing my clit. Ah! I moan into his mouth. Do you understand me, Celine? He demands. Yes. My voice cracks. His mouth trails lower, unzipping me, tasting me, devouring until I'm quaking, screaming his name. Late again? He whispers against my thighs. Will you? I shake my head violently. No. Good girl. Moments later, he's buttoning my dress, unlocking the cuff. He grabs my duffel. We leave now. On the jet bridge, he steers me to a private exit. A town car waits. Minutes later, we're boarding his jet. Inside, luxury surrounds me. A frosted door hides a bedroom. He leads me in. It's a long flight, he says. Miami, then New York, then home. Instructions to follow. You're not coming? I can't. His eyes betray something raw. When do I get a contract? I push. Never. Paper trails are for amateurs. Before leaving, he pauses. Oh, Celine? Yes? About that briefcase you didn't open. His smirk cuts through me. That was your signing bonus. Episode 21, Celine. We've touched down. Ryder's pilot announces as the plane glides into a pitch-dark Miami night. The only light outside comes from a distant cell tower blinking in the distance. As the jet rolls along the tarmac, I pause my stories with the Mob podcast and slip into the bathroom. What the hell are you doing? I glare at my reflection. The woman in the mirror doesn't resemble who I was a few weeks ago, even a few days ago. That version of me hadn't unraveled under Ryder's mouth, hadn't been undone by a climax so devastatingly raw it stripped me of every wall I'd built. That Celine was still chained to Adrian. I splash water across my face, but Ryder's words keep circling. The latter. Every article and every podcast I've devoured on men like him say the same things. Domineering. Incapable of love. Run while you can. Stop thinking about it, Celine. Not now. As I press a towel to my cheeks, my phone buzzes across the sink. Unknown number. I hit ignore. It vibrates again. Hello? I'm sorry to bother you this late, a high-pitched female voice pleads. Please don't hang up. Please. Who is this? It's Lena, she says, as if the name should mean something. I shrug. Don't know Alina. I'm Adrian's girlfriend. We met at Resno's. Remember? Right, that little girl in a sweatshirt. What do you want, Lena? I'm at the hospital with him. She sniffles. Someone jumped him at his house. He's alive, but tubes, weeks of them. My chest tightens. I hate to even ask this, she says, voice breaking. Do you know anyone who'd be angry enough to do this? Other than you, of course. No, I bite out. I don't. The doctors need details. I don't know enough about him. Can you help me? I hesitate, tempted to hang up. I owe Adrian nothing. Selene? She presses. His blood type? B positive. Any prescriptions? Sectral, topiramate. Thank you. Any major health history? Other than a pathetic dick he couldn't keep to himself. Oh, and chronic lying. God, she groans. I'm trying to be civil here. I love him. You don't need to throw jealous digs. Excuse me? I know you're jealous of me, she continues. You lost the man who gave you everything. I blink. Is she serious? You could at least act kind. He's hurting and you haven't even asked about his pain. Because I don't care. Exactly. Selfish, just like he said. No wonder he left you. The laugh bursts out of me. He was screwing us both at the same time, Lena. The night before he took you to Valera's, he was talking babies with me. Her breath hitches. Did he mention that? I ask coldly. Or how he fought to block the divorce? You're just saying crazy things. I pity you, Lena. You really believe he loves you back? He does, she whispers. He wants you because you're young and naive. My mother's words echo through me. Leave him now, before you waste years you'll never get back. I hang up before she can answer and block her number. That chapter is over. A knock rattles the door. Miss Hart? Time to deplane. 1 second. I straighten my necklace, twist the knob, and freeze. Ryder. Did you enjoy your flight? His eyes rake over me. I thought you weren't coming. Changed my mind, he says smoothly. Stayed on board after takeoff. You didn't come find me once. You could have knocked. Took restraint not to. A smile flickers and fades. Now, listen carefully. Adrian's in the hospital, I blurt. Beaten so badly he'll be recovering for weeks. What a tragedy. His tone is flat. So sorry. Are you really? No. Did you? I don't know what you mean. His gaze, dark and knowing, tells me otherwise. He tucks a strand of hair behind my ear, thumb grazing my cheek. You can't do 2 jobs at once. So I've chosen, this first one matters more. I don't want to talk about Adrian again. Good. Neither do I. The pilot clears his throat behind us. Steps are ready. Ground cars waiting. Ryder guides me down and leads me to a black Tesla. You'll drive to Fort Lauderdale. By dawn, you'll be boarding first class to LaGuardia. Tickets in the glove box. Bags in the trunk. What? Which part do I need to repeat? I glance around. We're not at an airport, not even near one. Just an empty stretch of land. Why not Seattle straight to New York? Because this isn't how the job works, he says simply. Once you arrive, my most valuable asset will be delivered. What does it look like? You'll know. How will I find your jet? You'll know that too. I glare. I want to trade. Tell me the second job instead. Not an option. He smirks. Any more questions? Yeah, stop the metaphors and tell me what I'm really doing. Fine. He leans in. You're doing something crucial. And the one hiding things here is you. Seriously? I think that's why I can't leave you alone. His hand slides around my waist. You pretend you're drowning, but I think you swim better than anyone. Thanks for ignoring my request, I snap. Then prove me wrong. Say you're just a woman starting over after marrying the wrong man. Nothing hidden. I can't. I thought so. He smirks. You've got as many layers as me. You just cover them better. I brush past him, drop into the driver's seat, sync my phone. A tap at the window. Ryder motions for me to roll it down. I do. And my car speakers blast, "Welcome to the Former Mob Girlfriends podcast, where we share true stories of what it's like to date men in the mob." Shit. Ryder tilts his head, amused. I slam the screen, cutting it off. Interesting choice, he says. Sounds like fiction. Should I subscribe? Probably not. Noted. Leave now. Don't be late again. I drive off. In the mirror, his figure shrinks, but his stare doesn't. Halfway through my playlist, Tessa's name flashes on the dash. Hello? Oh, thank God, you're alive! She's frantic. Where the hell are you? Miami! Why? A lot's happening. Too much. Her voice cracks. How long will you be there? Not long. Flight to LaGuardia. Which airport? LaGuardia. I'm flying out of LAX right now. I'll meet you there. Tessa, are you insane? Just tell me. It's about him, the man you asked me to check. I can't say over the phone. Tessa. Direct flight, 5 hours. Will you still be there? Probably. Good. Meet me at Wimstery in Terminal E. Give me a hint at least. No. Her voice drops. You won't guess this in a million years. Just promise me one thing. What? After today, you never talk to him again. Ever. Swear it. Tessa? See you in New York. Watch your back. The line goes dead. I grip the wheel tighter, replaying every possibility, every secret Ryder's never told me. An hour later, crossing a bridge, headlights pull up beside me. A black Toyota. It paces me. 1 mile. Same speed. I ease off the gas. It accelerates. No plates, just a blank white square. My stomach knots. I veer into the right lane, creating space. Seconds later, it shifts too. Right behind me now. I take a hard left, then another. The GPS barks in protest. The Toyota follows every move. It doesn't leave my mirror. Not once.
Episode 22. Ryder. Final reminder. Dear Mr. Edward Rochester, on behalf of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, we request an immediate in-person meeting with you or your designate proxy at the time and Florida address listed below. As noted in our previous correspondence, there are matters that require urgent discussion. Attendance is not optional. Thank you. I fold the letter FedEx dropped at my estate hours ago, reminding myself to add yet another gate to the property. Paperwork like this doesn't belong anywhere near me, no matter how urgent the tone. The only reason I even glanced at it today was because Celine's flight plan led her to Miami. Or at least, that's the excuse I'm clinging to. Sliding the letter away, I inspect the jet's cabin one more time, making sure everything is exactly how I want it for my return. Deposit the funds into Miss Hart's account before I get back, I tell Clara as she adjusts a pillow. And next time, I expect you to know every single one of her preferences. Yes, Mr. Rochester. Turning to the pilot, I add, "Text me the moment the refueling truck arrives. I want wheels up the second they're done." "Yes, sir." Headlights slice through the heavy morning fog. Finally, the local syndicate has shown up, 10 SUVs deep. The last 9 hang back while the lead car swings in front of the jet. A runner bolts from the driver's seat toward the others. I'm about to step out when my third phone buzzes, the one only one person has access to. The line reserved strictly for life or death. Someone better actually be dying. "Yes? Mr. Rochester?" My estate manager's voice crackles over the line. "Sir, we have an unexpected visitor." I freeze. "Where?" "The courtyard. He slipped past the gate even after I told him to leave." "Who?" "Chester, sir. He's been pacing around the fountain." "Do you want me to tell him you'll be back soon?" "No, tell him I'm asleep." "I already tried that." His voice lowers to a whisper. I said bullshit. He never sleeps." Chester's voice cuts loud in the background. "This is about Canada, Mr. Rochester. You told me face to face, remember? So here I am." I drum my fingers against the doorframe. Truth be told, I'd forgotten about Chester. Forgotten about Canada. Forgotten about anything that didn't involve Celine's lips in Seattle. F-uck. "Tell him I'm out of town on business," I say. "He can brief me when I choose to come back." He said he'll sit here all day if he has to. That's his problem. I cut the line, then fire off a text. Me. That was not an emergency. Don't ever use this number again unless it is. And don't reply. Sliding behind the wheel, I start the engine. The day feels steady again, back under my control. The syndicate's 20-minute early arrival only reinforces that. Still, I don't leave things to luck. I scan incoming flights into New York, cross-check Miami departures, and finally pull up the tracker for Celine's Tesla. Error. Car not found. I refresh. Error. Car not found. What the hell? I try again. This time, the map lights up. She isn't heading toward the airport. She's parked by the sea.
Episode 23, Celine. "In 200 feet, turn right," the GPS chirps. I can't. I'm boxed in at a boardwalk light, 2 black trucks hemming me in, the Toyota still glued to my bumper. For miles, they've caged me, blocking every attempt to follow the route or break away. Each maneuver I try, they counter. It's no longer subtle. They don't want me reaching my destination. And thanks to the detours, I'm only 3 blocks from barreling straight into Sunny Isles Beach. No way out. No one I can reach. "Call Ryder," I bark at the Tesla's Bluetooth. "Call Ryder now." "Calling Ryder." The system answers flatly. Nothing connects. Again. "Mr. R. Text message. Urgent." Blue dots flicker on the screen, giving me hope, until the error flashes. "Can't connect." Please try again. The light turns green. I drop the car into park and refuse to move. Beep, beep, beep. The line of cars behind me wail their horns. The 2 trucks and Toyota remain still too, content to let the standoff build. "Call 911!" My voice cracks. "Emergency call! Now!" "Emergency services unavailable," the system drones. "Would you like to contact Tesla roadside support?" "Fine." "Roadside support. Call them." Beep. The light flips back to red. My pulse races as I weigh the unthinkable, ditch the car, and run. Could I sprint fast enough to reach the 7-Eleven across the street, or would they grab me before I made it? "Do it, Celine. Go." I count down in my head. 8, 7, 6. Hand on the door handle. A piercing ringtone explodes beneath the seat. My breath catches. Digging under, my fingers close around a hidden phone. I snatch it up and swipe. Finally, I start to say, "What part of 'call me if something goes wrong' was confusing?" Ryder's voice cuts through, deep and steady. "I tried." I rush the words. "They're jamming my phone, I swear." 2 trucks, a Toyota. They've boxed me in. "Floor it. Middle lane. Now." "I already—" "Now. Celine." I slam the accelerator. The Tesla rockets forward, startling the trucks. They swerve hard, trying to close in, but I've gained a split-second's lead. "Right lane," Ryder commands. I whip the wheel. The trucks reposition instantly, sliding left and middle. The Toyota presses closer, its grille nearly kissing my bumper. "Hold steady at 80 until I say otherwise." The highway clears ahead. I nod like he can see me. "Tell me your favorite color." "What?" "Distract yourself." Answer. "Red." "Favorite movie?" "Casablanca." "Something modern." "Gone Girl." I just hated the ending. "Not tragic enough?" "Not romantic enough." They should have left each other for better people. "It wasn't a love story." His voice warms briefly, then sharpens. "Exit ahead." "Hard left." I obey, flying past a cluster of cop cars. None of them move, no sirens, no lights. My stomach knots. Airport signs flash yellow in the distance. Speed limit warnings blink overhead. "Drop to 15, Ryder says. "Head into the garage." I'll be cornered. I'm not repeating myself. I swallow hard and follow through. In the rear view, the trucks fall into formation behind the Toyota. At the garage entrance, the ticket arm lifts without me touching a thing. 5th level, park by the elevators. I gun the Tesla upward, weaving past startled pedestrians. Slamming to a stop by sea blue doors, I throw the gear shift into park. "Stairs on your left," Ryder orders. I bolt from the car. "Other left, Celine." I don't listen. I just keep running. "Now, Celine!" I skid, whip around, shove through the door. The stairwell is no stairs at all, just a concrete ramp spiraling downward. The sound of pursuit echoes behind me, boots pounding hard. My lungs burn. My heart is chaos. I race past a red door, then a yellow, and before I can ask which, arms clamp around my waist. I scream, thrash, kick. "No! Stop!" My back slams the wall, and I see him. Ryder, his blue eyes locked on mine, sharp with concern. "I wonder if you'll ever scream that loud for me alone," he murmurs, the faintest grin curving his lips. The footsteps cut off. A cry erupts, pain-filled, guttural. Then more. Glass shatters. Something heavy hits concrete. I turn my head, but Ryder cups my chin, forcing my eyes on him. "You don't need to watch," he says evenly. The sounds grow uglier. Pleas for mercy, curses, bodies breaking. "What else do you like, Celine?" His thumb strokes my cheek, pulling me back. "I like—" My voice trembles. "I like driving without being tailed." "That won't be an issue anymore." "And dates," I add quickly. "Dinner and movies?" "No, the kind someone plans out. Red roses, bouquets chosen bloom by bloom." His eyes soften. "Consider it noted." His hands frame my face. "But you shouldn't be shaking." "Are those your enemies back there?" "Reporters who got too bold," he says. "They dug through flight logs, tried to figure out who you are. Probably hoped to make you talk." "You're not going to kill them?" "Stop feeding your head with that podcast." He smirks. "And no, I'm not killing anyone. Just hurting them. Badly." A trunk slams somewhere below. My skin crawls. "I need to take something back," I whisper. "What I said on the plane in Seattle." "What was that?" "That being part of the ladder doesn't bother me." "I think it does." "It didn't bother you when I was between your thighs." My cheeks flame. "That was different." "So you only want me for sex?" His smile deepens. "I don't know what I want." I'll help you figure it out. His hand slips to my neck, steady and warm. What happened to the courier before me? I ask. He quit. And the one before that? He didn't get this far. Did she quit too? You're the first woman I've ever hired. His gaze doesn't waver. The one before you? He died. My eyes widen. Surrounded by family. Aggressive illness. Nothing more. He tilts his head. Any other questions before I stop indulging you? What about the last woman you dated? You mean the first? He smirks. She's standing in front of me. Silence hangs heavy. Can I switch jobs instead? I try. No, I'm late for it already. Then I don't deserve punishment for that. Not this time, he says, threading his fingers through my hair. But remember, there are always 3 emergency phones in my cars. If a signal jammer kills yours, use one of those. I won't be working for you much longer. We'll see. A man in a gray suit appears, handing me my phone and duffel. Ryder straightens, his expression shifting cold and businesslike. Boarding for JFK will begin soon, he says. Check in now. I thought it was LaGuardia. Plans changed after this mess. His tone is clipped. The delivery's been rerouted. I'll make sure you're not followed. Shit. Problem? His brow lifts. No. JFK works. Call me after you land for final instructions. He starts toward the door, glancing back once. You've lasted longer than my last 5 couriers. Well done.
Episode 24. Ryder, hours later. I'm staring at photographs of blackened rubble, flames chewing through stone, and a swarm of emergency trucks lined across the scene. The images tell a story I never wanted to revisit. A story I swore I'd never open again. Every page is familiar. The screaming headlines, the ink-stained words etched into my memory. Estate reduced to ashes overnight. 5 dead, 9 injured in blaze. Rochester mansion destroyed. I stop at the last one, what's left of my red leather office chair, and curl my hand into a fist under the cafe's table. I should have sent someone else here. I didn't expect you to show, Mr. Rochester. The brunette across from me smiles faintly. My boss said you rarely attend these meetings. This is exactly why, I say, snapping the folder shut and sliding it back to her. You've got 4 minutes to explain why your department thought a FedEx letter was worth my attention. Well, first, she blushes, cheeks heating. I'm Rachel Voss, the new head of this division. Since Washington State and the ATF never technically closed the case on your estate fire, I wanted to review some lingering inconsistencies. If that's all right? I give her silence. Okay, she says, forcing a steady tone. At the time of the fire, you were on a date. Correct? No. Just confirming. She shrugs. Seeing if your story has changed. This is a waste of my time. I rise from my chair. Tell your boss not to expect me again, and don't ever send me another letter. People died under your roof that night. Her voice hardens. Their families are still desperate for answers. Then give them answers. That's your job. I wasn't there. I'm starting to think you were. I push the chair in. That part of your investigation has been over for years. Picking at scar tissue won't heal anything faster. Spoken like a man who's never lost anyone. She stands too, eyes burning into me. Do you have any idea what it's like to wake up in a world without the person you love most? I know it all too well. No, I lie flatly. I don't. Because you don't care about anyone but yourself, she spits. If someone in your family had died in that fire, if you even understood the meaning of the word, you wouldn't be so eager to bury the case. Close it. Keep it open. Makes no difference to me. I wait, but she just stares. Let me guess, she says finally. You already had business in Florida, and meeting me today was just a convenient extra stop? My daily quota of questions is already filled, Miss Voss, I tell her. You're not an exception. Tell your boss I said hello, and that chasing ghosts won't tell her anything about what I do. We already know what you do, she fires back. We just can't prove it. You never will. I turn for the door. Next time, I'll send someone else in my place. Wait, she darts in front of me. Just wait. Yes? I don't want you to take this personally, but I have a compulsion. I don't quit cases, no matter how cold, and nothing thrills me more than proving I can outsmart a man who thinks he's untouchable. Then we won't have a problem. I smirk, because I know I'm smarter than you. But if it makes you feel better, I'll admit you've been mildly entertaining. A waste of my time, but entertaining. She rolls her eyes, sliding a pen into her pocket. Off the record, can we talk? I glance at the clock. Celine should be landing in New York about now. You have 1 minute, I say. You must get stressed in your line of work, she says, voice pitching high. So if you ever need company, I could help. In Seattle. And if things go really well, maybe I could convince my boss to drop this investigation altogether. You're offering sex? Only because we're off the record. Then let's put it back on. I tilt my head. Can I ask you something? Yes. She blushes. Anything. Move out of my way. Welcome aboard, Mr. Rochester. The pilot tips his hat as I re-enter my jet. I stride past without a word, only to stop cold. Chester is sitting in my favorite window seat, glaring. The man is terrified of flying. For a second, I wonder if I'm imagining him. We've got a problem, he says. 2, actually. First one, I take the seat across from him. The Canada run came up short, he says. The driver we vetted skimmed part of the payment. I assume he left a suicide note? No, he's alive, running. But we know where Chester raises a hand before I can respond. Yes, the men are waiting for your order. Second problem? You. And your dick. I grin. I wasn't aware of any issues with it. Sounds like projection. Mr. Rochester. We've got a full-time doctor. He can prescribe Viagra if you need. There was never a legitimate job here in Miami. He ignores my jab. And I doubt you flew all this way just to swat the ATF. So I took a few pills and decided to see for myself. Maybe I wanted a change of scenery. Or maybe you're lying. My brow lifts. Excuse me? You escorted your shiny new courier on a fake assignment. It's personal, I admit. Her first day. So? She needed reassurance. She thinks I'm a criminal. Sharp woman. His eyes narrow. I think she's brilliant, I say evenly. Then, how much did the driver steal? 80 grand. That's all? He probably thought it was small enough to go unnoticed, Chester says. Should I tell the men to stand down? Yes. I'll handle him myself. When? Next week. I watch the pilot settle in. Now, what else? Tell me something, Mr. Rochester. His tone sharpens. How exactly do you see this working with her? I don't answer. The second she learns you already knew who she was, how you knew her name, she'll walk. So why let it get that far? She'll never find out. And if she sees past your walls? If she gets close enough to find the part of you that doesn't sleep at night? I don't have weaknesses. My voice cuts him off. And don't insult me by suggesting I haven't thought this through. Silence. I'm worried, he says finally. You shouldn't be. She's not just a courier. She's not just someone you like. And you know it. I've never seen you look at a woman the way you look at her. I know you, Edward, better than you know yourself. Then what's my next move? Let her go before this turns ugly. My second best move? There isn't one. He shifts from my chair to another seat, just as my phone lights with a call. Celine. I'll take this in my room, I say. We'll finish later. Don't bother. He leans back, shaking his head. Just remember the last time you ever rushed to take a courier's call. Think hard. I pause. I can't recall any. Exactly.
Episode 25. Celine. Hours later. Ring, ring, ring. Ryder's line echoes in my ear as I step onto the jet bridge. If my duffel bag wasn't crammed to the point of tearing, I'd be sprinting away right now. Instead, I'm trapped walking beside a Wall Street type who spent the last hour trying to charm me with his wallet. I'd laughed politely. I'd dropped hints about wanting to finish my podcast. None of it worked. He treated my brush-offs like some kind of sport. But no matter how many exotic vacations he bragged about or how many times he flashed his watch, all I could picture was Ryder. Calm, commanding, steering me out of danger earlier tonight like it was nothing. Are you sure you don't want to exchange numbers? The finance bro asks, flashing me a grin. You're gorgeous. I'd show you a hell of a time while you're here. I'm sure, I tell him flatly. Well, if you change your mind. He slides a business card into my hand. Call me. I'd drop everything for a woman like you. I pinch the card between two fingers, already planning to dump it in the nearest trash can. Nice talking to you. Hope you call, he says, peeling off. I answer Ryder's still ringing call and hurry down the tunnel. Are you planning to call him? Ryder's voice pours through the phone, low and unshakable. I don't know yet, I tease, stepping into the terminal. I should keep my options open. He seems safer. Then I'll take that as a no, Ryder replies, unruffled. Head to baggage claim. Don't talk to anyone else. Call me once you have the asset. Am I even going to be able to carry it? Unlikely. A beat. Handle it with care, Celine. It's the most important thing I own. Okay. I wait for him to hang up, but the line stays open. His breathing lingers. I finished that podcast episode on the plane, I say finally. Did it redeem itself? Got worse. How so? All the women said their boyfriends never protected them when things got dangerous. None of them ever got real dates. That's why I told you it was fiction. I'm just trying to read between the lines, to figure out how bad dating you might get. You could just ask me. You'd never give me a straight answer. I wander into a bookstore. So I'm giving you a chance to prove them wrong. When I'm not working your jobs, you owe me a date. Finish a job first, he says, faintly amused. Then you can tell me if any of that crap was true. One more thing. You'll never own me or my time. Do you understand? The only thing I plan to own soon is your PUC, Ryder says, wickedly calm. And I'll F-uck every question out of you until you don't feel the need to ask them anymore. Heat floods my face. My legs freeze mid-step. His laugh rumbles across the line. Buy a whiteboard. Write, for the Rochester estate, ER on it. Grab some magazines, too. It'll kill time while you wait. That's all I can manage to say. I'll do that. Good girl. He ends the call. I grab a Grisham hardcover from the display, and the thought hits me. Tessa. Shit. I scroll to her name and dial. Why does everyone suffer when one idiot screws up? She snaps, answering on the first ring. What? Some AS chole yanked on the emergency door mid-flight. We're grounded in Colorado, she groans. They're offering refunds, so She cuts herself off. I'll rent a car and drive to Seattle. Can I stay at your place while we talk? Tessa, you can just tell me about him over the phone. It's not safe. Her voice drops to a whisper. Yes or no? Yes. Text me your address. Fine. But Tessa, I glance over my shoulder. Do you think this guy's mafia? If that's all it was, I'd have texted you enjoy the sex, she says bluntly. This is bigger. And it ties him to Adrian. What? I might be piecing some of it wrong, but the core? I'm certain. My stomach twists. That business card I found in Adrian's drawer flashes through my mind. Ryder's name etched in black ink. Why won't he tell me how they're connected? Text me the address, Tessa insists. I'll update you while I drive. She hangs up before I can push further, and the back of my neck prickles. It's about him and Adrian. Every time I start to think I've got my footing, something yanks me under again. I text Tessa my address and shove down the panic. Whatever she's uncovered, I'll know soon enough. I stack 2 more books on my arm, grab the Magnolia Journal, and head for baggage claim. 2 hours later. The sign I scribbled over coffee is slipping from my hands. I've traced Rochester in every marker color on the board. It hasn't made the wait go any faster. The 3 thrillers I bought all orbit around organized crime. I can't even glance at the covers without rolling my eyes. The carousel bell dings again, summoning another crowd. I lift my sign and line up with the row of professional drivers. People stream past without a glance. Within 10 minutes, only a handful of passengers remain. Sighing, I text Ryder. Me. This would be easier if you told me what I'm looking for. His reply is instant. Ryder, you'll know when you see it. Buy another magazine. Of course. A man in dark jeans heads my way, then veers to the woman beside me and scoops her into a kiss. I start to retreat when a man in a tailored gray suit wheels a cello case in my direction. He props it upright, then walks off without a word. Is this it? I call after him. Hey! He doesn't turn back. Moments later, another suit arrives, pushing a silver luggage cart. He stacks the cello next to 4 violin cases, tips his hat, and disappears. Confused, I test the top case. No locks, no seals. I unbuckle it and peek inside. Just a violin. I press the lining, hunting for hidden compartments. Nothing. This is his most important asset? Your sign's wrong, a small voice says. I glance down. A girl with long, dark curls is smiling up at me. You forgot the letter A, she says, and another R. I blink. There's no A in Rochester. Trust me. There is. And there's an extra R. She tilts her head knowingly. I know what it's supposed to look like. Before I can respond, she tugs a red marker from her pocket and scrawls across my board. Here for AR, for the Rochester estate, ER. See? She beams. The ER is him, the AR is me. I'm his daughter.